Welcome to the Fantasy Football Garage. I'm Chris the Candyman, and you already know what time it is. Tonight, we're drafting best ball teams. I'm hopping right into it. It's a quick start tonight. It's a late start, but we're getting right into a 30-second Best Ball Mania 6. It filled up, and there's going to be plenty more drafts tonight. So come on and get in. Jump in the next one with me. Let's rip a few drafts. Hope everyone's having a great Friday night. Getting it started. Let's do it. What is up? How we doing, Steve? What's up, my man? How's your Friday going? I'm sweating over here. Just had to fix my AC. Whew, 90-degree heat here in Houston. Loving it. Nick Bach winning the flex. WTF. What's up, brother? How you doing? What's good? What you got going on this Friday night? What are you drafting? Yeah, definitely. I got to sneak one in. I got to sneak in this Best Ball Mania. Keep some EV for myself. But there's going to be plenty more drafts tonight. I'm feeling good. In the 12 spot. And could this be a Nico team for me? Fake Sharp on the clock. Is he going to auto? Feeling pumped. Oh, he takes Nico. All right, so let me go ahead and take. What's my combo with Amon-Ra? Let me grab Amon-Ra here. Boom. Refresh. And then Amon-Ra BTJ. I'm pretty sure I've got that. Brian, I've got. Come on. Best Ball Manias only. I've got one Brian Thomas. Let's make it two. Monra, Brian Thomas. You know, you get the week 8 bye overlap. We'll be just fine in this format. What's going on, fellas? What's good? No, Nick, I have not done my Greyhound yet. I was thinking about doing it tonight. I'm going to get some Best Ball Manias in to get the repetitions up, get them going, see how the streets feel, see how the ADPs feel. I've been updating my ranks all week. I'm definitely ready to hit the Greyhound. I think I saw on Twitter you posted yours. Is that right? How'd it feel? That's hilarious. Yeah, I did notice, of course. Pat and Cody, shout out. That's funny. Yeah, I think Pat's doing elims. Looks like Cody might be doing super flex. Good luck multi-tabling those. Hope it's 30 seconds for you. Oh, no, you haven't done yours yet. Okay. I think I just saw maybe one of the elims you'd posted recently. I've seen other people posting their Greyhounds. I saw someone post a Greyhound, and I don't remember who it was. No one we know super well, but I saw it on Twitter, and it was ugly. I was not impressed. Yeah, that's going to throw you for a loop right there. What's going on this weekend? So we've got the Greyhound to get into at some point. I'll probably draft this tonight, if not tomorrow. What does it look like on the fill rate for that? The Greyhound, let me do a quick pop over there. I don't think it would be that full yet. I mean, the Pug is going to close tonight. That's still going. Yeah, it's decent. It's about 24% filled. Smaller tournament. Very nice. Single entry. 2 out of 12, 1 out of 5, 1 out of 4, a 53-seat final for a grand prize of $30,000. If you make the finals, you're going to get $750, so 20 times your money. That's a fun one. I've got some slow marathons and eliminators rocking right now. get back to this one. So the one team I've done with Amon-Ra and Brian Thomas, I think I remember that draft, and I think it was honestly a Goff and a Lawrence, and then maybe a Fields. Might have pulled that off. Let's see here. Boom. Get some logo action. There we go. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah, let's hope that he's okay. If we get more news, any other setbacks, maybe potentially he falls out of the first round. I'm still good with it right now. I see Christian McCaffrey, T. Higgins. That's getting different. Pulling T. Higgins to the other side of the board. I kind of like that. I was wondering for my Greyhound if I might do something depending on what position on the board I get. If you're in the back end over here, you could pull someone up from the end of the second round to the beginning of the second round, like a T. Higgins or Jonathan Taylor. I mean, Jonathan Taylor goes in the third round in this draft. Pretty wild stuff. You could pull forward a Trey McBride. That'd be pretty ballsy. Maybe even Rashee Rice, although I think, yeah, I haven't seen Rashee Rice fall past pick 30 in a while, so that might be worth it. Otherwise, if you get on the first half of the board, you might do something like pulling up a Malik Neighbors, Puka Nacua, or Nico Collins to one of the first spots on the board. Would be different for a single entry. I don't think you have to get that different though, but you do have to draft a very solid team for your one single bullet entry. I've been liking the Kyron click lately. I don't mind it. This is a 30-second best ball mania. We're ripping. Okay. I mean, I've got 2 picks. And I've got 2 players queued up. Somehow I only have 1 Jameson Williams draft, and I just don't know how that's possible in Best Ball Mania. Trying to think what else I might like. Pulling up DK Metcalf a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and take Kyron. And I mean, I've got 16% T-Mac. Do I have a Amon-Ra with T-Mac? Yeah, I've got 1. And it's the same team that I also have. I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm pretty sure that's that same team I drafted before with Amon-Ra and Brian Thomas. I also had Teteroya McMillan on that one, but I still think it's a good pick. Gives me one more out for QB later on. It's been pretty decently easy to stack up Goff and Amon-Ra or Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas Jr. Hasn't been that hard to do, at least on this side of the board, because you're going to get a shot at Goff at pick 108, 109. Do it with Amon-Ra, and then Trevor Lawrence 132, 133. Just got to potentially watch out for that Travis Hunter drafter. So we're going to keep an eye on Rat Beer out of the 9 spot. He takes Malik Neighbors, Brock Bowers, the chalk 1-2 pick for the Week 17 New York Giants at Las Vegas Raiders. He gets a Breece Hall at pick 33. It's a nice pick. And then the Travis Hunter at 40. Don't hate that start at all. Looking pretty good from the 9 spot. But Bucky Irving and Jonathan Taylor going in the 3rd round, I guess because Garrett Wilson got pulled up a little bit, Marvin Harrison got pulled up a little bit, Josh Jacobs, you could easily swap his spot and Jonathan Taylor, so it's not crazy, but getting Bucky Irving at pick 25 seems very nice. And then Trey McBride at 28, that's about right. Wow. I mean, I don't hate the pick. If you're going to draft A.J. Brown, mix in some Jalen Hurts at 42. I think just enough of the time he also falls to around 55, but not every time. So I don't mind that pick either. For the draft in the 7th spot, Jaden Daniels gets stacked up with Terry McLaurin and CeeDee Lamb and Ladd McConkey. That might be my favorite start in the draft so far. That's a pretty good looking one. I'm getting close to 40 BBMs. I'm getting close. We're going to crank some out tonight. Let's see how many drafts we can get into. We're going to be in these streets ripping Best Ball Mania 6 drafts. So stay tuned. Come draft with me if you want to rip some BBMs. Just watch out. It's 2 out of 12 advance, so don't get your hopes up. Maybe. Oh, I don't think I put a poll out tonight. Let me go set up a poll. Maybe we can rip some elims too. I feel like if we did eliminators, we could rip some 20-second elims at some point. The elim streets are popping. I've seen a number of people tweeting out their elim results on Twitter the last day or two. I did an elim last night with JT Best Ball. That was a really fun time. Great stream. Great guy too. Make sure you check out his channel. And let me go into the stream, pause it. I'm going to set up a poll. Make sure I hit the like on the way in if you're chilling here tonight. I appreciate it. And I chose 30-second BBM intentionally because I wanted to have a little bit more time between picks just to kind of chill, but it does feel like it's going pretty slow. Not that I mind it, but it's a little slower than I'm used to, the pace. All right, so BBM 6 or elims. For the next draft. Boom, there's the poll. I'm going to let that ride for a few minutes. Ken Walker's been rising a little bit. Definitely seeing him go a bit earlier. Maybe some slide from RJ Harvey. Dobbins fall out. Kamara there, please. Please let me get Kamara there. I haven't clicked James Conner in a while, it feels like, although I've got a decent amount of him. Of course, the Travion pick. I started off with Kyron, so I'm not desperate for a running back. I do feel like it'd be nice to get another receiver in this range. This is the kind of format where I don't mind Addison's suspension because I just want Addison to be there in week 17. And he's gone. The dream is dead. Let's see. I want James Conner on this team. I'll take James Conner. Wasn't sure if I was going to do it. Was really contemplating getting my 4th wide receiver. I think I'll be fine with pick 84, 85. I've got a lot of guys in mind. I might pull someone up to pick 85. Monroe and Brian Thompson are going to carry the load. I want to see if I can get a really strong running back room early. And then because I know I'm going to be targeting QBs in this 108 and 109 selection, at least one QB there, one QB here, maybe another one later. I want to go running backs a little bit harder earlier. And then I'll probably look to grab some wide receivers with my next 2 picks and then pivot over to the QBs, the tight ends, and see what falls. Oh, surprise, surprise. Let me introduce this man that is going to hop in and finish out this Best Ball Mania. We've got none other than boom. Boom. Bindles. What's up, brother?
How you feeling after that AC unit issue?
Yeah, I'm sweating a little bit. Not going to lie. But I've got a backup unit, so I just had to set it up real quick. And then I don't know what's going on. I think I'll have to call out some people tomorrow and get it worked on. But it's feeling a little warm. It's not too hot inside. Let me check the temperature. It's really hot outside. It's about 77 inside my house right now.
That's just what my girlfriend likes to keep it at. So
I like to keep it maybe like at night, like 74, 75 around there, just because it's so hot and humid outside too. But yeah, we'll get it figured out. Nothing I haven't done before. But man, how's your week going? What's new?
Oh, nothing much, man. Just grinding, and yeah. Thanks for letting me join in. You're BBM since we're already 6 rounds in, but that's okay. I was hoping we would get Mr. Clip, but I don't think he's going to fall back around to us. Every time we've been drafting, it's been not in the spot where we're going to get him. So
yeah, we'll see. I'm really used to drafting out of the back spot. I like the back end of the draft board. I was looking at something. I've only gotten the one spot once, and this is like my 40th Best Ball Mania. So I probably should have 3 Jamar Chase teams, maybe 4, and I've only gotten 1. So just some bad luck there, but
yeah, it'll balance out.
It'll probably balance out a little bit more. I've gotten. This is like my 7th Amon-Ra team though. So I've gotten a bunch of Amon-Ra in these last 3 picks kind of range. I just been picking from back there, like I said, a lot. So, but I don't mind. I feel like I've been training on the back half of the board, so like I've gotten the reps in. So like I'm ready to like hit my max on the back end of the board. Like do a new personal best, rip a team that just looks immaculate, like very impressive. I think I'm real comfortable back here. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, dude. No, this team looks beautiful. I'm not worried about Amon-Ra at all. Like, what's up, Steve? How's it going? How's your night going? I heard you're multi-tabling and in the chat. You're
nothing new here. Just another night in the streets. Good old Steve. Candyman.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Amon-Ra's knee. Like, if he was playing with it through the whole season, then he's clearly fine. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like this is classic, like, June, May, like stuff where people get worried. But yeah, he's a dog. He'll be fine.
I think so. It's not the most encouraging week of news for the Lions organization, a retirement, the injury kind of news coming out. So not the most inspiring stuff, but still very early. What is this, June 6th? So we've got time to figure things out.
I definitely think they're going to regress a little. Like, I feel like they have to.
Sure,
but
they could.
I still think they have some room to fall. Like they still should be a top 12 offense. You know what I mean? Even if they're
Oh, yeah, I think so for
right.
sure.
So they still have enough talent, even though losing
I'd say
losing
top 8.
definitely. Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying like
Yeah.
the absolute floor is like
Yeah.
top
Oh, yeah, I would think
12-ish,
so.
right? So
You never know. Something could happen. If golf goes down, what does the offense start to look like? Let's see here. So I kind of like Mooney and Ibuka. I wouldn't hate pulling up Jaden Higgins.
yeah, I think receiver, and then I don't mind Hawkinson here as a bring back on
Oh,
the
that's a
Raw,
good
but
call. That's a good call there. I probably will want to do that. So let me go ahead and just get Mooney because the man, and it's also a nice little Week 17 game. Monday night in Atlanta, the Falcons hosting the Rams. So that's a nice one to look forward to. And then, yeah, I think you're right. Hawkinson was the move. Keep that. Let me just see. So ADP 80. It's not a huge fall for Pollard. I probably could have ended up taking either Olave or Jawan Jennings with my last pick, and then arbitrage. Pollard for James Conner. Conner's a little bit better, but the Titans are on the come up. New quarterback, so maybe I could have. If I think about it, it's like Mooney and Connor versus.
Olave and Pollard.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not the biggest difference. I maybe slightly like the Olave Pollard one, but who knows? In any given week, I don't think it's that far off.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. I think whatever. I'm fine with that pairing. I think the Kamara Olave thing, just also doubling up on the Saints there. I know obviously not a good team, so you're like, okay, maybe don't, but I definitely think those guys are going to get volume. So, but no, this is solid. I like the Hawk bring back.
I do too.
Opens up JJ McCarthy as well, and yeah, this is a well balanced team. I really like it so far.
Yeah, I don't mind getting a nearly elite or kind of like spending a good amount of draft capital on the tight end spot every once in a while, especially when I've started off so strong back and forth between running back and receiver. I almost got Addison at 60. I would have gone Kamara Addison there if Fake Sharp didn't take him, just because I like Addison. I think he's very good in best ball, pretty much any format. And then obviously to bring back the Week 17 game, keeping that in mind. But TJ Hawkinson can get it done. He's one more year removed from I think it was an ACL or a multi-ligament knee injury that he had. I think maybe it was just ACL back in the end of 2023. So I don't think we saw his true self last season. And I think he's still a big part of that offense.
Yeah, I mean, anytime he's been healthy with the Vikings, he's been what, like top 3 tight end, top 3 tight end, pretty much.
Oh yeah, I mean he's got a ceiling to be a top 3 to 5 season long kind of guy. Any given week, he could probably be a top 2, 3 tight end, maybe even hit the one spot a time or two if we get really lucky. The volume could definitely be there. Who Hames? What's up, brother? Didn't get to see much of your stream earlier today, Who Hames. I just bad timing for me. Got busy, but I'll have to check back and see what you got up to today. If I'm not mistaken, it was either Superflex or Eliminators. Wouldn't be surprised if it was some of the more Superflex going on. How many Superflex drafts have you gotten into so far, Who Hames? Have you gotten the numbers up? And then, before I forget, actually, look, Kyler's going a little bit early. Bo Nick's going a little bit early. Joe Burrow went on a team that pulled up T. Higgins, which I think is kind of interesting. But I don't like this team anymore because of the Joe Burrow and the Josh Allen pick. I think if you pull up T. Higgins with McCaffrey, I like that. But then I probably would have liked Devontae Adams. Or no, Devontae Adams had gone. So that's his. He probably should have taken, in my mind at least, Mike Evans or even Kyron or even DJ Moore. He still got DJ Moore, I guess. So it didn't, not the end of the world. I think you could still, it's just a little bit rich to get Josh Allen
guys
and Burrow, right?
I definitely, I agree. Did you see Josh Norris was on that Coach Speak stream earlier, and he took freaking naked Joe Burrow, and then his only stack was Mike Gesicki. That was like, it's kind of wild. Like,
it was interesting. I did catch some of that one. I was going out to lunch and I was listening in, and I saw you in the chat too. And yeah, I don't know. I think Josh knows his stuff, but
he definitely does.
Potentially, it's just when you don't get to actively draft, because he only gets to draft in the admin drafts. And I'm going out on a limb here, and I could be totally wrong, but there's probably just a little bit of a disconnect between those draft boards and like a real draft board like this, where you might need to kind of get some reps in to be able to smoothly land a team. Because I mean, you could be like, yeah, you know what, it's a Burrow team without T. Higgins or Jamar Chase, but most people would probably not want that.
People do it sometimes, but I've seen it. But yeah, I don't know. That was the only thing that perplexed me. He's an extremely sharp guy. Like, I don't want to like. So all respect to Josh Norris. I was surprised by that. I'm gonna be honest.
So definitely gonna take Jared Goff with one of these picks. It's just a question of what else do I like here. I don't think I need one of the other QBs just yet. If I look at running back,
are here,
probably receiver, right? And I do like Shaheed, and I don't hate Kirk. It's a little early for him.
I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind Shaheed. Or pulling up. You could either like Andrews or Loveland. I know you like both of them. Loveland's ADP is a little bit further down.
Yeah, with the Hawk pick, I think I'll probably chill on tight end, but
yeah,
I don't mind Andrews here at all. I just probably do want to go receiver again.
I think Shaheed.
Yeah, it's not already have draft capital. If I had Kamara and Olave, it's a little bit of a big. It's a big bet on the Saints. With Shaheed, it's just another nice pick to go along with this receiver room, and I've always liked Shaheed. And I think Shuck goes really, really cheap too, so he could just be a third QB that I tack on. I like to play the game where I take two QBs that I stack up really heavily early on, and then I just keep pushing that third one until and make someone else pick him before I do. And then if he's there in around 17, 18, it's like a great value. You might as well take a third QB with one of your last picks over just like an extra tight end or an extra wide receiver that maybe doesn't even hit your lineup the whole season.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you there. I think that's just cover your bases with the third QB is.
I think the QB scoring, I mean, outside of the elite guys and the guys with a really high floor from the rushing game or the run game, like you could say like Kyler, or you could say Bo Nix, even Drake May to an extent. They have, obviously Justin Fields, perfect example. They have kind of like this higher weekly floor because of their kind of average rushing stats and ability to get maybe some rushing touchdowns too. Those guys can separate, but all of the pocket passing QBs like a Jared Goff or Mahomes, they easily can bottom out and have really low floors on any given week where maybe they throw one touchdown or 200 yards and 200 yards and two touchdowns doesn't do a whole lot, especially if you start to throw in some interceptions there too and a lack of ground game from the QB. So what I mean there is like the ability for a guy like a Cam Ward or a Shuck or even like a super late Aaron Rodgers to hit your lineup over like a Jared Goff in any given week. It can happen like decently often. And we're spending a round pick, selection on Jared Goff. So it's pretty expensive compared to like, I mean, I guess the wide receivers in this range aren't incredible, but I just think about, how many times would you expect a last round receiver to hit your lineup over when you imagine you have no buys. It's like week 4. You wouldn't really expect your round 17 or 18 receiver to hit your lineup over a Mooney. Like you wouldn't want that. That means that like you're just maybe scoring less points that week is kind of how you get there. But, a QB in round 17 or 18 could easily put up 20 points and Jared Goff has 14 points and then boom, you get a nice bonus +6. Yeah. So that's kind of how I think of it is like,
Absolutely.
how can you just continue to squeak out kind of more and more points over the season?
Yeah, you're just stacking small wins, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah, the small wins.
how's my mic sound, by the way? I switched it.
Oh, it sounds good now. Yeah. I mean, you sounded fine before, but it sounds pretty crisp now.
Yeah, I'm on my work computer, so I was like trying to figure out. I don't on my Mac. I have three slots to put stuff in, and I was like, okay, I think I can survive with no charging cord for a little bit. So
I'm living the dongle life with my Mac. I've got a dongle attached to another dongle attached, and that gets my monitor in over here. And then I've got another dongle with a dongle attached to that, and that gets all of the keyboard peripherals, the camera, the mic in.
I'll show you my dongle.
Oh, wow. That's a nice dongle. Amazon?
Yeah, Amazon. Dude, I had one before. I feel like the Amazon ones they're fine, but then they'll break after like.
Oh, Trevor Lawrence went to Rat Beer. I knew that was coming. Yeah, I almost had to replace an Amazon one, but then it started working again, so I just got lucky. You know what? I kind of planned for this though. I could definitely take either McCarthy or Penix and feel really good about it. I'm. What do you think here?
McCarthy.
Yeah.
I'm just higher on McCarthy. Nothing against Penix, but
the McCarthy connection to Hawkinson versus the Mooney. I already got the bring back with Kyron. I probably just take one of them. So let me go. I guess, yeah, let me do McCarthy.
It's up to you. Yeah.
Let me do McCarthy.
You go with your gut.
I like them both. Colson Loveland has been falling. I might scoop him up.
That's a good pick, I think. Yeah.
It's like 13 picks, 12 picks past ADP. People are worried about the shoulder injury. I'm not. Let me do a quick.
Receivers really gross.
Yeah, I have my ranks where I bring some guys up there, and then running back, I do like a Ray Davis or even a White, but I don't know if they fit this team that I need another running back this early with the guys that I already have, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and lock up Loveland here. I think he's got a ton of upside. He's a first-round pick, 10th overall to the Bears, and man, I think he's a perfect fit for what they're trying to do. I think maybe he starts this season slow. Perfect team to take him on with Hawkinson to carry the load. Maybe Loveland comes on strong second half of the season, or maybe he's just good the whole time. So I'm into it.
Yeah, it's a fun tight end room. I feel like I don't know if I've seen very many Hawk Loveland combo, especially falling 13 picks past ADP there. That's a nice one. We got flexibility. We got our 3 strong running backs early, so we can, I think push running back, because I mean all these guys for the next like 3 or 4 rounds are pretty similar to me.
Sure.
So I think the opportunity cost there just pushes you towards the ADP value, and then we can be done at tight end as well. So
probably done at tight end. I don't take a lot of I don't draft a lot of teams where I've taken 2 tight ends by round 12, but it felt good here. And then just the way we built out, not taking an elite QB, we waited to the QB pocket, this round 9 and 11 to grab 2 of them. We've got a late out with Shuck or even Bryce Young with the T-Mac pick. So we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot here.
Yeah, we could go Shuck and Juwan Johnson last 2 rounds. That would be kind of fun.
I've been liking that. Oh, this is back to the team. Yeah, the Burrow Gesicki looks a lot better in 1 of 5 advance rate or something like that. I could see that for sure. I knew what you're talking about there. What up, A-Rod? How we doing, Swifty Nation? Got the T-Swift in the avatar. Forgot about my puppy slows and drafted Naked Burrow on damn near all of them. Brutal. Oh, off the ranks? Dang. Well, R.I.P. puppies. Yeah.
They went to the puppy mill.
Oh, what up, Benjamin?
I want to say I have a Fantasy Point subscription.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of these. I've got like all of these ranks.
Thomas Tipple, shout out to Tom. So yeah, if we can do that if we want. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good suggestion. I've got I've got I don't have fantasy points. Bindle says he does. I've got the other ranks, and then I have my own ranks uploaded. And that does remind me though, because I update my ranks pretty much every day, or every other day. I'm pretty on top of it. Just anytime news breaks, or I just feel like moving players, or I hear something sharp that someone says, and I want to move the ranks. But it's probably been about a week since I compared my ranks. Probably been about 2 weeks, maybe even, since I compared my own ranks directly with other ranks that I'm subscribed to. So it's kind of been on my to-do list for today's the 6th. So I haven't done it in almost 10 days. And what I do is I put my ranks up with the other ranks that I subscribe to. I've got like 3 other sources of ranks. And then I just do a little delta, like, oh, I'm +2 or I'm -2 on Christian McCaffrey compared to this rank, compared to that one, compared to that one. And so it helps me just have good like brackets around, wow, I'm 20 spots lower on this player than these other 2 ranks both agree on. So I definitely, actually, I was checking the ETR ranks on Monday, I think. So I factored some of that in. Like I'm trying to think who I moved up. I think Shaheed was one of the guys I moved up because of the ETR ranks. And then actually, no, I forgot it. We also got, Greg puts out his own ranks on his Discord. He just updated them this week. So like I literally have like 4 different sources of ranks I could get into. But always a good exercise just to see what other sharp people are thinking. And yeah, I like that suggestion. Thank you. Appreciate you, Benjamin. Thanks for showing up in the chat. What are you drafting tonight? What are you getting into? We're ripping a 30-second BBM right now. God, this team sucks.
Yeah, he didn't even see the team.
I know. Everyone just wants to talk ball. Who knew? I was gonna say this message brought to you by Bapple. I missed it though. I think I popped in for like a half second, but I was busy. I worked late tonight, and then I just had some other things I had to take care of, so I didn't get to see the rest of PPR Superflex teams. Okay, this is a good spot for me to go Bryce Young, and then we're done at QB. I think that could work nicely with the T-Mac.
Sure. Yeah. No, I don't mind it.
Thielen's also there, so but we don't have to do it. I think it might be too much. Otherwise, circle back to running back.
I like Algier. Let's go Algier and Bryce. You want to do that?
Yeah, I think so.
Or we could do Rico for the Carolina, but I kind of like Algier better. There's a huge difference in ADP as well. So
yeah.
We have some Atlanta too.
I've got some Atlanta pieces. I've got some Rams pieces. Obviously we don't need tight end, nothing there. Receiver, I could always get someone else late. Let me just go ahead and do Algier. Although I do have a bunch of Algier, but I don't mind it. Could you hear that, by the way? My phone vibrating?
I think I did, but now it's been a couple seconds. This is ADHD playing out in real time. I think so, yes.
Because Al Boogie commented on a video, and he was like, I thought I was watching BBG for a second there, how loud your phone was. And I
did hear it on that one. I do remember that one, yes.
Oh, you did? Okay. It just must have been a little bit closer. I don't know. I have the phone up because you never know if you're going to get a lag or if you're going to just want to switch something quick, and I could do it on the phone. Plus, when I have my phone up, I'm looking at the player queue and I'm showing the board on stream, so I can like double, lock into like what's going on.
That's how the sausage is made. I think pretty much everyone has their phone up somewhere right next to them when they're
Little behind the scenes.
Yeah, you gotta have it. Ballsy Monday night with Emo Cowboy. Be there or be square.
I wish I could. I guess I can. Let me somewhere in my profile. Oh, sweet. Yes. Okay, this will work. This will play. Boom. Wait, did it do it? Yes, it did do it. Nice. Dude, this is a sick thumbnail. I like this one.
Dude, I liked yours. I liked yours too. I was so hyped when you sent that. I was like, dude, this is like perfect. It like perfectly encapsulates the style of his logo as well. I was like, this is crazy. So, no, dude, I'm excited. It's I messaged a few people to try to plan out some guests for future weeks as well. So I think
Nice.
we got some big guns coming on. So
Ooh.
even Candyman doesn't know who I've reached out to, but you guys will find out closer to the actual dates.
I'm pumped. We've had a good start with some strong guests, and we got another great one coming up with the world famous Emo Cowboy. And then, yeah, I mean, going the Western theme on the thumbnail, a very strong move, very ballsy. I feel like I've got some ideas. We'll see. Maybe if I have some time this weekend, I've got some ideas to cook up. But
okay.
But yeah, no, it's gonna be a good time. It's coming up. I mean, it's almost Monday again.
Slide in the DMs, because yeah, I was thinking of some like clips or stuff, or I don't know, trying to make it special for the Houston. Houston. I don't know what is it. Houstonites. I don't know what the hell it's called. Houston natives. Houstonians.
No, it is Houstonians.
It's always funny. It's like Michigan. It's Michiganders. I'm like, this is the craziest sounding thing of all time.
There's Houstonian. You could also say you're from Screwston. You could be, chopped up, screwed, slowed down.
I love who I love is Paul Wall.
Oh yeah,
dude, I'm a huge Paul Wall guy.
I always have been. So. Yes, no doubt. It's been a while. I've got a few different playlists with a bunch of Paul Wall on it, but that was definitely the college days. That's you get back from the bars, the boys. You're in the college apartment or dorm room, whatever it was, and we're throwing on some Paul Wall and playing a lot of NFL Street. That was what we were into.
Sounds like the perfect night, to be honest.
It was. And I threw it to this because I had an idea, but I'll go back to the board. Something around like this layout with the two or the three of us, and then something in the background that I've got some ideas. We'll get into it, but yeah, me and my college roommate
cooking.
Yeah, we're cooking some stuff. Me and my college roommate, we beat the story mode of NFL Street, and it's hard in the beginning, and then it like gets easier, but then it's in that era of video games where you could be up like 50 to like 7, and then the computer will just ramp up how good it is. So at the end, it's like 50 to like 48. Like everything you throw would be like an interception, and like you'd fumble on every hit because the computer's trying to catch up. And so on hard mode, like it would just force a lot of stuff. Rico's still there. I think we almost took him last time. I think it'd be a nice pick for this team here.
Rico, and then we could go Coker. Shout out to PPR Tyler. Or I don't know if there's another receiver you like here. We could go.
I don't mind the Coker pick for the double stack. I just want to check to see does anything else make a ton of sense.
We could go Diami for the Jacksonville thing. He's been rising, so I don't hate it.
Yeah. So I wonder if he'd be there. I like him in the 17th round. I'm just still not really impressed with his production, but you're right. He has been rising. He's a hot name right now. We've got the Brian Thomas, but we don't have another piece of that. I think we need another receiver here for sure, considering we've got
Coker. I mean, Keenan is a gamble, but
Keenan's kind of a gamble. I like him a little bit later. Coker's fine. Sometimes he's still there.
Okay, let's go Coker, unless you just want to go ADP and go Wilson or AD.
No, I'm good with Coker there. I think I was kind of looking for. I usually like Alec Pierce, kind of he doesn't go this late anymore, but I like him kind of as my wide receiver. That'd be 6. So we got a 3, 5, 6, 2 so far. We're probably going to end up taking obviously one more receiver, and then it's like an option, another running back or receiver. I think the running back room stands on its own, so I think we could be done with those 5. Maybe we take a swing at a rookie, just late, or we can tack on like an 8th receiver. We've got a pretty good setup here too, though. maybe just a little bit weaker in week 8 because the 2 main guys will be out. But I'm not so concerned about that in this format, where it's really just making sure we advance and then trying to hit it in the playoff weeks. And I think we're set up nicely for that. We don't have a bring back on Seattle. And so there's a couple pieces there I can think about, that might be interesting, whether it's like an MVS, Horton, or Arroyo. I just don't know if we need the Arroyo pick.
Yeah, I think I'd probably just go Juwan.
Yeah.
If we were going to go tight end, to be honest.
If he's there. Yeah, for sure.
If he's there. We got JT Sanders too. I feel like it's probably receiver. Probably not a Tesla guy, I'm assuming. But we do have Goff, and we could go Tesla or Felton.
I don't mind that either. I think it's Tesla. Yeah, I mean, I've got him ranked in there. I'd probably go.
I think it's probably Felton. Probably.
Yeah,
I just think the third receiver we saw what's his name?
Jalen Naylor.
Jalen Naylor. That I should know that. I'm just tired. That's how you know I'm tired, because he's a Michigan State guy. So how many touchdowns did he score last year? Like 5 or 6 or something like that? Like
it might have got to 6. He had at least 4 that I remember, but it might have got up to 6.
So I mean, whatever. I mean, obviously you have those top 3 options that are going to take up most of everything. But if it's a good offense and he just banks a few touchdowns, week 17, sometime in the playoffs, I think it's definitely worth it. He's an interesting profile. He's very he got a ton of screens, and so he's good after the catch, and he's pretty fast, kind of tall, lanky, skinny guy. So I mean, I definitely think he could catch some touchdowns. Shout out to Tyler.
What up, Tyler? How you doing, brother? The hunks in the house. We were just hyping up the Monday show, man. We were showing off the Western themed thumbnail that the great BINDLES put together, and we're just hyping up Monday night. Super excited for that. It's going to be a ballsy Monday night, getting into a Best Ball Mania with the Emo Cowboy. And then we're wrapping this one up. It's coming to a close soon. We've got 2 picks in the 17th and 18th from the 12 position. It's a 30-second Best Ball Mania, and then we're going to get right back into the Best Ball Mania streets when this one finishes. What up, Texas politics? How you doing, brother? What's going on? Nick Bach dropping back in. Always good to see you. And then Tyler, if you're still there, Tyler, you trying to jump on stream?
Yeah, I was going to say, I can send him the link if you want.
Let me see. I mean, we could make this a little.
Anyone else get in here?
Yeah, we get both Tylers.
Here, I'll send it in the.
Steve's here. We could do
a 5-some.
I don't have the right overlay set up, but we'll get something going.
We'll go no overlay, just completely.
Yeah,
nude.
do a little side view like this one. Boop.
Okay, I sent it to the with both Tylers and BBG chat. So let's see.
Oh, this is a 30-second, Steve. I think the next one, I'm not sure. I'm kind of feeling 30 seconds. I mean, I had been doing a lot of 20 seconds earlier this week, but this feels kind of nice pace just for right now. I'm pretty exhausted. It's been a long week. Vindle said that, and it resonated with me so hard. You're like, I can't think right now. I'm tired. Okay, so Felton is a smash pick. The next question is, do we need the tight end? Because we don't really have to take Johnson.
I think Felton first, so let's let it time out, and then I'd honestly probably be Tesla just for the bring back, or we could go Horton. I think that those would be Felton and Horton. I guess we have the bring back on there. We only have Goff and Amon-Ra, correct?
We have Goff and Amon-Ra. That's right. We've got Hawkinson and Felton for the bring back. We've got
flip a coin. It's I don't know. I have no super strong lean between the two. So
I think I'm gonna go Horton. I've always liked Horton.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just we're literally just trying to get something in week 17 with him. I don't even know that he's gonna be the top. He's gonna be the wide receiver 4, competing for the wide receiver 4 spot. But by the time we're in week 17, is he the 2 or is he the 3? That could be exciting. So it's a long kind of bet. And also, we've got Felton, which is fun. So we get 2 rookie wide receivers late. I think that helps. We didn't go. I kind of started off with 3 receivers through 4 rounds, but then took a little pause, grabbing Hawkinson, grabbing Connor, Kamara, Shaheed in the middle rounds. Waited a while. Then after that, 80 more picks or so to get Coker. And
this is pretty like
correlated.
Optimal of how I would like to allocate my buckets of draft capital between the different positions. Like, I feel like it's, you got your strong receivers. You took a little detour for some running backs in the middle. You got a tight end to fall that's correlated. Get your 2 QBs in the window, and then another one tacked on, and then we got Loveland falling as well. So I mean, this is a really fun team. I feel really good about it. You started it through the first 5 rounds. So
this to me was an easy team to draft from the 12 spot. Like I said, I've been getting the reps in the 12 spot, so I've had a lot of good luck kind of building out teams like this. Yeah, we didn't hit on Trevor Lawrence. I would have liked Trevor Lawrence, of course, because then I would have had all 3 of my first receivers stacked up.
True.
I would have then gotten an Alec Pierce at some point later. Instead, we got like an Algier, I think. I probably would have pulled up Pierce there. Something like that. But no, it's a solid running back room of veterans. Like you said, 3 good quarterbacks, a bunch of stacking situations here with the wide receivers, some spike week guys in Mooney and Shaheed. And then the tight end room looks pretty strong. That 12 pick fall on Loveland, I'll take him there every time. So I like this one. 3-5-8-2. Pretty nice build. Aaron Rodgers is about to go undrafted, and that's wild to me. So Shuck, Dart, and Aaron Rodgers all undrafted in this one.
That seems wrong.
That seems like we should have taken those 3 quarterbacks in the last 3 rounds and just built a monster. So the problem is, if I ever build out a team where it's like, hey, I've got DK, I've got Malik Neighbors, I've got Olave, and then I try to take those 3 quarterbacks in the last 3 rounds, it's like they're going to get sniped. So it just luck of the draw. But if you could get, those 3 guys, I think that combo of 3 could get it done. Like, it's pretty wild. And then Russell Wilson undrafted too, and he's going to start 8, 10, 12, 14 games. Who knows?
Yeah, dude, this is, I mean, the thing is, you just never know what's going to fall to there at the end. Because sometimes I think Rodgers will start to go, but I guess people still probably aren't in the mindset of even thinking about that just because of how things have been playing out.
That's wild. I moved Rodgers up really aggressively in my ranks, anticipating his rise, and I don't think we've seen a whole lot of movement yet, although it's been like one day. But interesting stuff. Interesting.
Shout out to Fizzle in the chat.
What up, Fizzle Dollars? Appreciate you jumping in here and the shout out on Twitter earlier today. Hope you're doing great, my man. Hope you're having a good Friday. And are you getting in the draft streets? What are you drafting? What have you been up to? Let's see. This one, we just wrapped it up, a 30-second Best Ball Mania, and I think it's time to get right back into it. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter on this 30-second Best Ball Mania. I'm going to type it into the chat right now. I just entered is what I'm saying in the chat. And then when you guys see it there, 30-second Best Ball Mania. So I've already entered it now. Waiting on 7. So if you want to jump in, come on in. And Bindles, while we're waiting on this one to fill with 5 more people, we did draft Teteroya McMillan in the last draft, and I just happened to have a highlight clip ready for that one. I'm gonna grab some water. I'm gonna throw the clip on. Then we'll be ready to draft this one shortly. You ready? You ready for the T-Mac clip?
Hell yeah!
All right, hell yeah! Let's get into it.
PPR Tyler, yeah, if you want to come on, you're welcome, brother. I mean, it's completely up to you.
Get in here.
Dude, I haven't been on stream with PPR Tyler in a while. I think I was on one with the Super Stack Bros trio like about a month ago, but yeah, we got to complete the Typhel Tower with PPR on a Ballsy soon. So
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, PPR is definitely on the top of the queue for getting on a Ballsy one of these nights soon. No doubt.
Can't wait to cook up that thumbnail.
Yeah, what would that one be? I mean, other than Bapples and TikTok dancing, like what else?
Something Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh, no doubt we'd have to. Yeah,
Bijan Robinson.
some Drake London, some Coker,
a Hinge profile.
Oh man, this is just going to be the most distracting, over the top thumbnail with too much going on, but like a ton of inside jokes. I can see it all now.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Waiting on one. The thing I like about that T-Mac clip is literally everything. He can catch the ball on the short intermediate routes, the deep routes. He can win in the red zone. He can catch it one-handed. He can get the yak. I think I noticed that a lot of time he'd catch the ball on the outside and then he'd cut it back into to the middle of the field. He's looking for daylight. He's looking for the open spaces, and like, man, just super fun player to watch in college the last couple of years. I was hanging out with my redraft home league. We hang out on Labor Day weekend, and that's been recently like the kickoff of the college football season. And so we're hanging out. We all meet up and go on a vacation house somewhere. Nothing crazy. Usually somewhere else in Texas, like Austin or somewhere in the hill country or whatever. It could be the little beach house in Galveston or something. We just do all these little meetups and
together, yeah.
We hang out together. Yeah, exactly, for the whole weekend. And so Saturday, we usually draft. It just depends. Usually on Sunday we can draft and we have the Monday off. So it's an extra long weekend. But Saturday you have all the college football and guys want to watch all their teams and everything. But I just remember sitting there with some of those buddies and one of my friends was like, this guy right here, he's going to be really good in the NFL. Just watch this guy. And then I can't remember. Was that the game that he put up 300 yards and 3 touchdowns against New Mexico State? Was that the first week of the season? I think it might have been, but yeah, I think it was, because I think I'll look it up now because now I'm really curious.
Now you gotta know. Now you gotta confirm.
Because I remember it being that way. I'm pretty sure. And we were watching the game, then we'd go back outside and play. We had a disc golf set up in this big backyard. We had all these fun games we were doing, Let me see. How fast can I get to his college game log from 2024? I think it was. Yeah, that was the game. 4 touchdowns, 300 yards against New Mexico State. And so I remember it was I think it was an early evening game because we were either preparing lunch or dinner. It might have been dinner, but yeah, it was the first game. That's what I thought. Yeah, it was, because I remember watching it that weekend, and obviously he was head and shoulders above the competition, but just what a way to start the college football season. Huge performance like that. Very memorable.
Pretty good. I think he's going to get it. Honestly, he's going to get so much volume that he doesn't. I mean, I think he is good, but even if he isn't that good, he's just going to get so much. Genty had 6 touchdowns.
Yeah. That's very memorable. Fizzle. I was we just went Amon-Ra, Brian Thomas. Do you think we just go Genty here because he's fallen to us?
Sure. Yeah.
I think so. It makes sense based on ADP. I moved Genty down in my ranks just a little bit, but it's not a talent thing. It's more of a positional thing where I like to have wide receivers in the first or second round. So it's just, the positional difference of having to start those 3 to 4 wide receivers a week versus 2 to 3 running backs. And so I slightly rank Amon-Ra, Brian Thomas, Nico, guys like that ahead of Genty, but I still want to mix them in. I don't want to be out. I don't have any Derrick Henry in Best Ball Mania so far. According to my exposures, I only have 8% London. We went with Genty.
I lean London, but
I think so too.
We could try something different if you want.
I think that's a good play. Stay balanced. I was taking AJ Brown and McConkey ahead of London for a little while, so I've got a bunch of Brown and a bunch of McConkey, but I'm keeping it fluid. I'm not so much more in on those two guys than I am Drake London, so I gotta just move the ranks around accordingly, not to get overexposed to anyone.
Yeah, they're all good picks. Like I feel pretty much the same about all of them. No time am I up there and having any of those three guys and being like, oh man, I don't want to click those guys. Or like they all feel pretty good. So
yeah, definitely. Plus, the more I think about it, Michael Penix Jr. is just he's gonna be it. He's this tall lefty who throws an incredible deep ball. He's just such a good passer. I think he's gonna elevate everyone around him. So I'm pretty pumped to follow that and see him.
I've been seeing a lot of hype on Penix recently, so yeah, I mean that's fair. I mean
that is true.
I think it was on a Pete stream. I forget where it was, but I saw someone do a Genty Henry team.
I think I did one with BBG when I was on his stream for the Sunday night streams he does. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I'd have to look back. I'm pretty sure because we picked from like the 10 or like the 9. No. Sorry, we picked from the 7 spot, and I think we did. It was either McCaffrey or Genty. I think we did. It was when Genty was still going really high. I'm pretty sure we took Genty, and then Derrick Henry made it back to pick 18, I want to say. And I told him, like, let's do it because he doesn't always fall that late. And it was BBG's first Derrick Henry. And then come to find I'm 40 drafts in and I don't have any Derrick Henry. So I'd make him do it on his exposures, but not my own. That's kind of hypocritical.
It's weird because like I feel like he never feels good from like the way you build. You're talking about my dongle BB Meat Gazer. That's about what is that?
Meat Gazer, you're just catching up on the dongle talk. I've got some extra dongles. Look, actually, because I'm using 4 dongles, but I've got 2 that I'm not using.
You guys are getting exclusive content here.
That's a nice one. This is the nice one, and it fits it's the same color as the casing of my MacBook, but I haven't used this one in a long time. It's the old USB, and then this is the classic.
That's a big dongle.
Big dongle.
Short and thick dongle.
It is.
Back to Derrick Henry, but yeah, it's weird. It's weird because I don't want to fade Derrick Henry, but it also just like from a build perspective, it just never feels good. I guess if you go like the Nico Derrick Henry, if you get one of those receivers and Derrick Henry, I like
the Nico Derrick Henry. That's
like
fun.
that.
It's fun.
The 2 RB though, like CMC Henry or Genty Henry, like it probably is. It's probably actually fine, especially if you like know how to build around it, like Tyler was saying. But
sure.
I don't know. I think that's probably a hole in my game of just like not wanting to start 2 RBs because I don't think it's minus. I think it's probably just perfectly fine.
I think it could be fine too. Of course, I wonder if it's so. Would it just be better to, like we did, take the Drake London and then get a falling Chase Brown or a Kyron or a Brees in the 3rd round instead of going with right ahead with Derrick Henry? The flip side of that, I was also thinking a lot of teams in the front end of the board start with like a Gibbs, a Saquon, or a Bijan, and they do grab like Jonathan Taylor or Josh Jacobs, and that seems like equally strong, or not, if not better than like what you can do with the running backs on this back half. So
yeah, true.
We're on the clock, 20 seconds. We took Kyron last time, and I kind of feel like, geez, do we do Tyreek or is he completely dust?
I mean, this is probably the time to do it, right? This is pick 35.
Yeah, he has. I still have him ranked in number 30 for me, although I don't click him very often. But this is the time to do it. Let's just say he bounces back.
I think, yeah, I didn't. It's not what I wanted to do, but I feel like that's just. It's when the room gives you it, just take it.
Did Evans go early? Is that what happened? Yeah, Mike Evans. I would have really liked to have gotten Mike Evans with Tyreek Hill, but we'll be all right. We see Nick Bach building out a similar team to the one we just did with Amon-Ra, BTJ, and McMillan. So I think that's a pretty common way to play the 12 spot. I think I've done it at least twice now in Best Ball Mania, but there's plenty more picks to go around to get, to build it out in a different way. I don't think he's super high on. I was going to say Kyron, but maybe still is tempted to do it. I'm feeling Jameson Williams here, unless I don't know if I want to go elite QB. I've got enough exposure to Jaden Daniels. I've got plenty of Josh Allen, and I haven't loved how the Josh Allen teams turn out.
Yeah, I'm JMO or Travis Hunter probably. So I go with God. I'm good with either, but
I'm gonna go with JMO. We just took Amon-Ra, and for some reason, I love JMO. I've got him ranked aggressively. I only have like 1 or 2 Best Ball Manias with him. I think that was that one. So this seems like a nice team for JMO to be our wide receiver 3. It's feeling pretty good.
Yeah, he's a fun click.
You know what? We took Mooney and Amon-Ra, and then we just took London and Jameson. So we're like flipping, against the team we just drafted. So that's kind of funny.
Yeah. No, this is fun.
Wait, what?
We're back to our piss boy roots. Three wide receivers to start. Wait, what are you looking at?
Is that? Did you change your name back? What do you see that? Who is that?
Oh, I think it's emo.
Oh.
Oh no. No, I
is
think
that you? Are those both of those you?
It's not me. I'm pretty sure it's PPR, Tyler.
No, that's emo.
I thought it was emo, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, it's definitely emo
because the BITCC.
Yeah, that's like a calling card.
It is.
Oh, a marathon mock. Yeah, man, for sure. Would love to do a collab, Fizzle Dolls. I was checking out your Twitter earlier today. It looks like you got a lot of stuff cooking up, and for sure, man, for sure, we could definitely get into something. We're gonna be here all summer. You know where to find me. This is the spot. Drafting pretty much every single night, getting these best ball drafts in, talking Dynasty with Bindles every Monday night on our Ballsy show, and then just doing it all, chilling with a bunch of great guests. So I'm always down. Sounds good. Benjamin says, love the flip flop. Got to switch up the players in the. Yep. Yeah. Just play. Taking players on good teams, good Week 17 matchups, good situations. I think of the Falcons. I think of like a rocket ship going up to the right, because they've got, Michael Penix Jr. It's like, shoo, they could just take off and he could just start chunking the ball a ton. So I want more pieces of that offense. Of course, they're playing the Rams, a very enticing Week 17 matchup in Atlanta. And then I have to say, I think the Lions and the Vikings game is probably my most drafted, like the Week 17 game I have the most exposure to. Although at the same time, like we just saw, my Jameson Williams exposure was really low. So I guess I've been playing it through Amon-Ra and Gibbs, and then the Vikings pieces most often. Bindles, what are some of your favorite Week 17 matchups? I also like the one, it's the Buccaneers are playing in Miami. So it's like, if I for some reason had a team in the Best Ball Mania finals, fingers crossed, and I was trying to figure out where I was going to fly to sweat out these games in real life, I think Miami's in the top 3 of my list.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, let me pull up the list. I have it here somewhere.
Also, we've got in this room drafting with us Steve from the 2 spot. We've got Gerardo in the 8, Nick Bach, of course, in the 12. I recognize somebody else. If you're in the chat, if you're in this draft with us, let us know. Say what's up. We're about to make our 5th round pick. Got a 1-3 build, Genty, London Hill, and JMO. I'm not going to jinx it. There's something here that is very rare, and it's a Jalen Hurts at pick 59. I don't think I've seen that, and I think this is the perfect time to put Jalen Hurts on a team.
Rip it.
Let's get him. Why not? I've always said you don't have to have Jalen Hurts stacked. You don't have to force it with some of these rushing quarterbacks who can get it done on the ground. So this is the perfect time to prove that out.
Yeah, I think the Buffalo Philly one, I was gonna say, like, it's not my favorite, but okay, let's draft here.
Buffalo Philly, it's gonna be a fun one though. It's gonna be like a good power matchup between two teams trying to maybe lead the AFC and lead the NFC respectively. Do you think we need to go into receiver here, or do you think?
I was gonna say Olave.
I like it. I think I like it.
I just think he's undervalued, and now I find, like, I've been thinking that in Dynasty as well, and I just feel like everyone's finally coming around on it. But dude, Olave, Chuck doesn't have to be great, man. They're going to be down in games. They're going to be throwing the ball, and Olave's good. Like, it's not always going to be pretty, but it's best ball. So, like, he's going to have some big weeks.
No, I'm in on it. I like Olave. I know you've been talking about him lately and how he's undervalued, and I think that's spot on. There's a positional scarcity, like however you want to describe it, but the point that I'm trying to make is head to head, do I think James Conner or David Montgomery could outscore Chris Olave? Like, yes. In a season-long format, sure. But in any given week, could Chris Olave actually be the wide receiver 1 on the week? He could, and that just might be the kind of scoring we need in this best ball tournament where it's all about winning in week 17. And so I think because the high-end receivers dry up and the next couple picks, by the time we get back to 82, 83, maybe there's some upside rookies there. Maybe there's some receivers that fall that we still like, but it's not every time. And the running backs are kind of more similar in that range still than, I think James Conner's kind of falling right now, or maybe not falling because it's at ADP for him. But in my mind, I think him and Montgomery are pretty nice values in the mid 6th round.
No, I think they're both good picks, right? Like, but yeah, just based on this team build.
Oh, Mister, what up, brother? How you doing on this Friday night?
I didn't even see him there.
I didn't. Yeah, TM Longacre. I do recognize your name. Definitely seen you in the streets. Hope you're having a great Friday night, my friend. And thanks for saying what's up. Fizzle says, I'm not the only person that's always drafting with the 8-hour clock on Underdog. I know. I'll show you, Fizz. I've got my active drafts right now. I'm on the clock in one of my last schnauzers. I've got 2 marathons running. Another one of my last schnauzers. I've got some eliminators and some more marathons. And then this is the active Best Ball Mania that we're in right now. But I try not to go too hard with the slow drafts. I don't like being in slow draft hell. You know, everyone has their own tolerance to how many slow drafts they want to do, especially if you live in, say, Seattle or the state of Washington. You got to travel to get your slows in started and then, you know, finish them out that way. Kind of like a la BINDLES in Canada. If he wanted to like rip some drafts, he would have to cross the border, get into New York, I think. And so, you know, so I probably like to have either 0 slows going or like in the 10 to 15 range. But Steve in the 2 spot was humble bragging about his over 100 slows that he's in currently. I think it was close to 150 slows or something crazy like that. So
I've been there.
No, I get that. I gotta make the time. The house is quiet. The kids are asleep. The dog is asleep. Everything's settled. Time to hit the best ball streets.
Wait, Candyman, do you have 2 kids?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yep. My newest son is 3 months old, coming up next week.
Okay, that's what I thought. I don't know why. For some reason, I was like, okay, I thought you had 2, but I was like, maybe it's 3.
Yeah. I got 2 and a dog, so feels like 3. The dog takes a lot of effort. She's like, give me my breakfast, give me a treat, let me out. She's very demanding.
What kind of dog do you have?
I'll show you. She's a English Springer Spaniel. She's black and white, real cute, real sweet. We'll make this pick and then I'll show off the dog. Let's see. But yeah, Fizz, I think I get into some slows. I prefer the fasts. I like the 20-second clock too. I think it's a big upgrade they made. It was fun. It was July last year. They started experimenting with the 10-second, 20-second, and 30-second clocks in the Schnauzers. I remember it was the July 4th weekend, and that was some fun. I mean, the 10-second ones were wild because the app would lag for like 5 seconds. So it's really like a 5-second pick. I mean, by ADP, it's either Caleb or Pollard, and they both kind of fallen. With Pollard, we get a bring back for Olave, which could be nice. At the same time, Caleb's like a pretty fun pick, almost 10 spots past ADP.
Yeah, let's go Caleb first.
Yeah. Yep.
And then we got our boy Mooney there. If we want to go Mooney, we got Egbuka for a bring back on Tyreek.
It is interesting. We've got the double rookie running back situation. So maybe we grab some more veterans kind of in the middle range because we feel so strong at QB and wide receiver. Typically we're going to be taking some QBs in that round 8, 9, or not 8, but like 9, 10, 11, 12 range. But we might just skip some of those and grab some more running back.
Yeah.
So I think we should double stack up
possibly. Yeah. Let's do that.
Falcons. We could do that. Or we could take just an idea. We could take like a Pacheco, assuming he's going to have a great bounce back season, and then maybe he gives us like another veteran piece. What are you thinking?
I think Mooney or Egbuka. I'm good with either one of those.
Yeah, let's do Mooney then, right? I like Egbuka a lot too. Got a bunch of Egbuka, got a ton of Mooney. Now we're definitely going to be taking Michael Penix at some point, which will be nice on this one. Maybe a 2 QB build with a double stacked Michael Penix, and then a potential. There's some things we can do with Hurts. I don't want to spoil it, but we can figure out some things with Hurts. Worst case scenario, take him unstacked, and it's not that bad.
Yeah, that's like the one quarterback I really do not mind taking him just completely naked.
Yeah, so some nice value on Caleb Johnson there. Some nice falling value on Hurts, no doubt. Yes. Yeah, I like that. That's good advice. Yeah, no, this is a best ball mania. This is a 30-second best ball mania. Wanted the Connor fall. Yeah, so Steve is not going to let Connor go past pick 71. I know that for sure. But then, yeah, you most got him. You got Montgomery at 72, which is pretty much an ADP, but I'm a big fan of James Conner as well. Famously, number 1 in juke rate, number 1 in evaded tackles among running backs last season. So James Conner, super talented, handles the workload. The coaches love him. Everyone loves James Conner. He's a great story and always been good for fantasy when he gets the workload. Yeah. Steve worked his slows down to 130. Yeah, no, I like having some slows to look forward to at some points. So I kind of like, yeah, sometimes you check your phone, you got to make a slow pick, and you got to figure out what draft is this? What have I done so far? With over 100, I'm sure every time you look at those slows, you pretty much have to relearn everything about each individual draft, or you just go off your ranks and just trust the process. But I feel like even with 10 or 12, I still have to like really do a couple double takes of like, which team is this again?
Yeah, and you got to like look over for a second.
Sometimes the teams kind of cook up similarly based on like what you got going on. Like if you really like this week I'm hearing a lot of good news about Aaron Rodgers, and you draft him like a ton, you just like snap pick him in like 3 of your slows.
Yeah, that does. It kind of comes in with when news breaks and everything. It's interesting to play it with the slow drafts. I wanted to bring up a week 17 matchup that I like, and I think on Ship Chasing they were like they had it really low on their rankings, but I think Dallas and Washington. I know it's obviously
I like that one.
Could be a little bit of cold weather, but I just feel like both of their defenses probably not that good.
And it's in DC, so I don't think it'll be too bad.
Yeah,
but you're right. It's outdoors, technically, right?
It's outdoors, but like, I don't know. I feel like that one could be it. I don't know. I just have a feeling about that one. So, like, you got 2 quarterbacks. Oh, that's
Doggo.
Very cute.
Yeah, she's right there. She's sleeping right there right now. Super cute. Yeah. I mean, my phone is like thousands of pictures of her.
Part of the family.
No doubt. Got any pets, Bindles?
Not currently. I live in a 1-bedroom plus a den condo. I had, well, it was me / my parents' cats. But both of them passed away within the last now it's been like 1.5 years or something like that. Long story. Yeah, long story. But my parents had a fire in their house, in their garage. And
did you talk about that last year?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah, there was a fire, and it wasn't really that bad, but like basically when you have a fire, okay, let's draft. Let's see.
I think Jalen Warren could be a sweet pick on this team. Shaheed and Bateman are both there again. I'm flip back to ADP. Knicks at pick 107, but we don't have anything to do with them right now. It's just
we do have Caleb Johnson for the Pittsburgh. So I don't know if you care at all about.
You're right. Should we take Shaheed or we have Olave too?
First. Let's go Shaheed first.
Or should we go Bateman? I'm gonna get different. I'm gonna grab Bateman just because we got Olave. I don't know. I felt like getting different. I haven't taken Bateman in a while.
Got the extension.
Yeah. He's starting to look good, right? I think what you said is about Warren was smart. I don't think we want both of them.
Yeah, I don't think both of them are going to pay off. It's like probably one or the other, and I'd bet on the rookie. But I don't mean tootin' here, honestly. But I'm also a tootin' slappy, so
it's not the worst range for him either. I mean, I think it's going to be him and ETN getting some work. I'm trying to figure out,
we could take ETN too if you want. I mean, it wouldn't be my choice.
I'm probably, if I look at my ranks, I probably have Tootin ahead. I do have Tootin ahead of ETN.
I choose your own adventure here. I don't mind.
You think we've got 2 rookies? Should we take a third with Tootin, or maybe just go Najee and think that the Chargers are just going to like treat him like a Gus Edwards plus or a Dobbins plus?
If you want to go Najee, we can go Najee. I Tootin for me every time, but that's my own conviction.
All right, let's hit Tootin. Boom.
I don't know. If there's one person I
play for upside,
I trust other than the Candyman, it's Jacob Sanderson, and he like anyone, he'll have his misses, but he's made. If you go check out his Substack, everyone was getting riled up about the Tootin and ETN stuff. I don't think ETN's a bad pick either. But just the
I've come back around on it, right? I've come back around. They can have it can be it's the year of the split backfield. They can have 2 productive running backs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, what up, James Young? How you doing tonight, my friend? What are you drafting? Those 10-second schnauzers were nightmares because, like I was saying earlier, I remember sitting on a porch on vacation 4th of July with family, drafting some of those 10-second schnauzers. You get the notification. I'm looking at it. You get the notification. You're on the clock. And then you look to see, okay, what player's there? And you look back and it's 3, 2, 1. And you're like, what? Because it lags like 3 or 4 seconds when it loads up. And it didn't work out. I think that was like was it 10, 15, and 20? Or I think it was just 10, 20, 30 that they tested out. Was 30 always the standard?
There was one of them. There was a 15 or something. I swear.
Maybe it was 10, 15, 20 then. And it was like, oh, look at these 3 schnauzers. They have accelerated clocks. Like, which version's the best?
I think so. I think it was 10, 15, 20, if I do remember correctly, because I did a couple 10-second ones and I was like, this is
I know what game Steve's going to go to when he's got a couple players in the finals across a couple different contests. He's going to be going to the Dallas Washington game, no doubt. Yeah, Steve's definitely going to be going there. That could be a fun one to go to. I mean, DC's pretty accessible to get to flights wise and hotels wise, and then always a fun city to visit, hang out, see some of the monuments, and there's a bunch of good sightseeing, museums, of course, the National Mall. Anytime I get a chance to just walk around the National Mall and pop into a museum or two.
Yeah, I think I've only been there once or twice. I haven't made a lot of trips to that area of the United States, New York City, but
yeah, DC's great.
I've never been to Philly. I've never been to Baltimore. I've never been
to Philly or Baltimore. But
yeah, New York, and haven't really been to New Jersey other than just driving through it. But
I haven't been to New Jersey. I've been to New York.
What kind of mic do you have, Candyman?
The Hyper Solo Cast.
How nice is it? What's like?
I got it on Amazon. So the mic stand, like the arm is different. It's like it's just another Amazon piece. The mic, I think it was. I don't think it was like 30. It might have been 40 or 50 or 60. It's not that. I don't think it's like super nice.
Okay, I have no idea. I just have no frame of reference. I
don't either, because I bought it. It's been 3 years now. It's old. And then the little this little cover on it just stops the puh sound from like going off. It's like a little add-on. So nice. I don't think it's that nice. I googled what mic do streamers use, and it was one of the top 3.
It sounds good. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
I've never had any audio of like, oh, this sounds bad or anything. Yeah, little known fact. This is actually the Dog Pound's old mic.
How'd you get it?
I bought it from him last summer. He basically gave it to me for like whatever half price or whatever because he bought a new one.
Nice.
So yeah, because I had an Amazon one before this. So
okay, I'm thinking. Okay, Goff is there at pick 131, and that's pretty rare. Do we snap that up and stack it with our JMO that we've got, and then also get Penix with our next pick? Considering sure. I don't think Nick is going to take an unstacked Michael Penix. If we take a quick look at his team, he doesn't have a way to get there on Penix.
Sure. I mean, is there anything we're sacrificing like super crazy?
Ramondre a little faller, but I'm not psyched on Ramondre. And then we just did it anyways.
Tight end.
Send out. Tight end, it would be Goddard for the stack, but we don't need that.
I mean, what's Penix's ADP? Do we think he would fall back to us?
I don't think he always could. I don't think he will. I think the Bijan drafter would take him, and let's double check that. So Bijan goes to the 2 spot. It's to Steve. He's got 2 QBs. I don't know. I think Steve might take him, or just somebody would just take him in that range. He could fall back. I don't think it's worth pushing because we have the double stack. And if we're going to take 3 QBs, might as well get it over with. What do you think? Or go Goddard?
No, that's fine. Let's do that.
Okay, because I would never really take 3 QBs with Jalen Hurts, but at the same time, this is unique on its own. We've got the Penix double stack, Jared Goff with JMO, well past ADP for Jared Goff, and then we've got Hurts way past ADP, and we don't need him stacked. So I think it's just a unique way to play it, and it's a ton of draft capital at QB. Now we just got to prove, that we know what we're doing and make up for it by finishing out this running back room.
I'm going to be honest. If it was me alone, I definitely would have pushed it, but
yeah,
I don't know. I like Goddard a lot too
I love Goddard
ADP and stacked. So, and then we can like Penix. I feel like he's one of those quarterbacks where it's kind of like Stafford, where like he can have his receivers go off, and it's not like necessarily he's like going crazy. Like, he'll still have a 20 something, but
So
no, it's fine.
I think so. I've made like a concerted effort in this summer's drafts, especially in this format, like Best Ball Mania format. I will never push a quarterback. Like I will like I'm over it. Like the whole big board stuff around pushing Burrow with the T or the Jamar Chase stacks. I was into that for a little bit, and then I snapped to it, and I was like, what it comes down to, like, I think you were approaching it the right way. Like, what are you giving up? Because like we probably just gave up Goddard. We probably just gave up, Ramondre or Benson or Garendo. How different is that though from what you can get with pick 155 or 158? If Penix got taken from us, you could never make up that double stack with pick 155 or 158. The team might not be dead because we still have Hurts and Goff, but this team is built on bets around London and Mooney being superstars. And now we've doubled down and, we're letting it ride by saying Michael Penix is going to get him there. We want the whole package. So that's kind of my thinking is like, ADP goes out the window around this point anyways. We might as well get the one thing we can't get later, which is we can't double stack, later. Maybe get lucky, but you can't always do it. But we can definitely make up, the running back or the tight end value later in the draft.
Yeah. What other receivers do we have?
Receivers feel pretty good. So we're weakest at tight end, and then we probably need some veteran running backs to kind of hold the room together.
Because Miami, Tua. Oh yeah, we could have went Tua.
Could have waited on Tua. He's always there super late.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I completely understand your viewpoint. I just think personally, I'm more willing to just like if we took Hurts to at least get him with his tight end so that we can have some sort of stack. It's probably a wash either way, honestly. Like I feel like we're just arguing over something that's not that relevant. Like I feel like it's fine.
No, I think it's a good point.
It's just personal preference though.
Because I think it is a good point because we could have taken Goddard and then pushed Penix. Maybe he comes back around, maybe not. But if he doesn't, we still had an out with Tua. We still had an out with Shuck late. So like there's ways to play it, but I guess I'm also pretty comfortable with some of the tight end options that go in these later.
We can just go 3 late, honestly. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think at this rate, we just completely punt tight end, and we should build out around running back and then any bringbacks we can for these quarterbacks that we took.
Let's do it. I'm down.
Nice. Let's do it. You must be out on Bigsby then.
Yeah, I'm pretty out on Bigsby. Oh my God, running back is so freaking gross down here.
It really does. Some people like Braylon Allen. I'm not super high on him, but I'm open to it.
Yeah, I don't think we go Bigsby if we took Tootin.
Oh, right, of course. Well, yeah.
Eckler.
I think I like Eckler the most out of this group.
I think Eckler's probably the good pick here. Just at least get some sort of young running back stable running back that can give you some points to get you through with the rookies.
Yeah, we'll go Eckler. I've been taking a bunch of Eckler. That'll help out. And then, it is kind of tough. I'm thinking of Rams, Vikings, or Bills, and not a whole lot coming to mind at this point. There's
Josh Palmer. Is he even there?
I don't think he's there. I didn't see him.
Okay, let's I know the receivers that I like in this range, so we can see what falls back to us if there's a receiver that we like. We have 6. We don't.
Yeah, I was thinking we probably could wait on receiver until like at some point, but maybe we still go running back here. Or
fine. Yeah, let's go running back. Let's go.
Are there any tight ends you like a little bit ahead of ADP?
No, I think we push tight end, honestly.
I'm not crazy about Pitts, even with the stack. I don't know. I think I just skip out on Pitts.
I think we have double stacked Penix. I don't think we need to do it.
So then Braylon Allen or Jalen Wright. Do you think Wright would be good with our Tua play? It's a little bit early, but
yeah, let's go Wright. these guys are all the same. So
These guys are all the same.
Take the correlation, just go with God, and just hope Wright is the 2. And I mean, yeah, Braylon Allen. If Brees goes down, Isaiah Davis was still getting work with him too. So like, I mean, obviously he's young. He's just a freak. He was 20 years old last year. So I mean, he could take a big step, but I don't know. I think my case for Wright last year is just like any running back on like the 49ers, the Dolphins. There's a few other teams where you're just like, I don't even care who they are. Like Jeff Wilson. I was drafting Jeff Wilson.
Yeah,
a couple of years ago. I know it didn't pay off, obviously, but like
no, I was too. I remember that. It was grab any 2 of
Mostert,
the Dolphins
Achane,
running backs, and so it was Mostert first, then Achane, and then even Jeff Wilson was going. And I had plenty of teams that had combos of those 2 guys on them. I was into it then.
And obviously, like in hindsight, we're like, okay, we'll take the fast guy and not the plotter type. So I think I'm trying to do the same thing where like we know Wright is explosive and like Ollie Gordon and Madison not as explosive. So I guess just whatever. It's my whole case is just Miami offense, Miami running game with a just not completely worst in the NFL O-line should be efficient, somewhat efficient. So
I'm in. Yeah. I was out on Wright earlier in the season. I'm back in. I'm open to it again. And then, I think I'd rather have Jalen Wright, a speed back, than a Braylon Allen, who some fondly remember because of his 2 touchdown game, but that was kind of his only highlight. And then I think Isaiah Davis is actually a little bit more exciting. And obviously, I'm hopeful that Breece Hall it just gets it done and stays healthy. So. Yeah, Dad. What up, brother? How you doing tonight? 10-second Schnauzer was last 4th of July. You might have been playing with fireworks, and you missed it. Philly's all right if you stay in Center City. Otherwise, you get in trouble fast in Philly. Yeah, any big city, any metro area, practically right about that. But
absolutely,
that sounds like some insider knowledge there from Mr. James Young.
He's got the Hurts background, so yeah.
Yeah. Faster than you can handle. Wait, like faster than you can in the middle of Times Square. Oh, okay, yeah. Get into trouble, sure. Harlem World, shout out. HyperX Quad is a great one. I guess, my brand is HyperX, and then it's the Solo Cast is the make, I guess. Nick Bach, streaming aficionado, no doubt. Always knows the right mics and things. A good resource to ask. I think Pat would be too. Like you said, Pat seems like he's got his setup down pretty strong.
Dude, his setup's sick.
On Donson, nope. Maybe during the big board, but not in real life anymore.
Nah, we can go naked Hurts. I don't give a.
Yeah, I'm totally into Hurts.
I don't give a damn.
We got 4 picks left, Bindles. We're gonna take probably 3 tight ends, so we could be done at running back. Jarquez Hunter's there, and I am very into him. It would make sense on this team too as a bring back. So maybe just that one more running back. It's a lot. It's 4 rookies. It's a lot of rookies. Or do you think, nah, it's not the right team?
We could go Dobbins.
Always open to Dobbins. I do have a ton of. The only thing actually, you're right. I think there's potentially another receiver that I put in the private chat that we could go with. That's a bring back for one of these games later. But Jarquez is an option. If we take Dobbins or Jarquez, we're done at running back. Otherwise, Freiermuth would have been fine.
How many running
there.
backs do we have? Do we have 6 or 5?
We've got 5 running backs, but we're going to want to take 6 at the most because we're going to need 3 tight ends.
I think we go
Ertz first and then just see who's there.
Sure.
Let's get Ertz and then.
We could go Otten. We could go Otten if you want.
Otten over Ertz, or just with the next pick.
I'm just saying. We don't have. It's just a mini with Miami, so it doesn't really matter, honestly.
Well, I think Otten's fine. Fine pick.
trying to think if there's any other correlation or anything. I think we probably go running back. Yeah, let's go running back.
Go running back here and then finish it out with, well, how many picks do we have left?
We have, this is 16, 17, 18, 3 more. So 2 more.
It'd be like a 3-6-6-3 build. I think that can play though.
You want to go Otten then?
I kind of want to go Hunter.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm obsessed. I think I'm a little bit over the top with my Jarquez Hunter right now, but I think they like him. I think, Kyron doesn't have to get every snap like he did last season. Maybe he splits the workload, or maybe Hunter does what Corum did last year and doesn't play anything, or what Wright did last year and doesn't play anything. And it's another rookie. We made a ton of rookie bets on this one, so I feel like getting the volume of the 6 running backs was necessary. Maybe we should have passed up on Goff. That's probably where we messed up. Is like I got excited about the falling 15 picks, but just waiting on Penix might have been enough. And then we have one more. We would have had one more.
We had
spot
2-0. Yeah, we could have went someone. I mean, there wasn't anyone super sexy there, honestly. No. But
and so like this running back room has some volume to it, and a lot of young guys. Literally all rookies and sophomores except for Eckler. The wide receiver room, I don't think we have any conflicts with our buys. It's just week 5. We have Mooney in London. So we could play this with 6 wide receivers. I think
it's fine. Like I think it's fine.
I don't think it's impossible to stay with the 6. We could take the 7th, or we just take 2 tight ends and we say tight ends don't matter.
I think we go 3 tight ends. I don't think the 18th round receiver is worth it. And I mean, yeah, like we've seen tight ends real late make it, you know what I mean? Give you spike weeks, and you're really just ping ponging in the playoffs. I think 3, especially this late, I think that's the way to go.
I think it'll really matter for me which tight ends are available with the last 2 picks. Because like Juwan Johnson, of course, but if he's not there, I'm a little bit more skeptical. Ja'Tavion Sanders, I'm definitely open to it. He goes. Okonkwo's fine. I think Ferguson's fun. After that, though, it starts to thin out where I don't even love these guys. And I might just say Ertz is still him, and then tack on one more guy. And then, how much value could we get out of one of these like remaining tight ends? Is it even worth it? Did we pivot back to like getting a bring back or a stacking partner like a Tutu, a Felton, or this could be a team for Tesla?
Let's see who falls. It definitely depends.
Then it was like, no, we definitely need 3 tight ends. Stop taking this one off the rails.
No. I just, it depends. Oh God, both Sanders and Johnson went. Yeah. Okay.
I know.
So shit.
That's what I was saying though. It's like,
yeah. Sorry, I was zoned out.
No. I just because I knew they would go. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Oh man, Chig and Ferguson. That's pretty gross. But
I almost rather just make a bet on one of them and not like. Sometimes if you like, let me just take 2 guys that are both okay but could hit. Do you have 2 different ways of hitting on an okay guy, or do you just have 2 okay guys that both don't hit and then you're wasting another pick? So that's how I kind of view the 3 tight ends sometimes, where I'm okay with taking 2 tight ends if it because I think tight end is just like touchdown dependent at this point, or a breakout. Okonkwo could have a great season with Cam Ward. Ferguson could be the next tight end star, and it's a good bring back for our game anyways. What do you think?
I think we go Chig and Ferguson.
Take them both?
That's my lean, but yeah, you're driving the boat.
No, I'm open to it because I'm good with these 6 receivers.
I just don't know if the bring back is worth. Like I'm thinking through like my Michael Leone boomer ass like EV calculation in my head, and I'm like, the 3rd tight end, especially if it's a bring back, that's where my brain goes. But
I think you're right. I think we can get there. We'll see though. I did forget for a half second that we weren't in the 12 spot because we were in the 12 spot last draft. So I was
know.
ready to click Ferguson, and then I just saw Nick Bach taking Vele and Arroyo.
You went
So
Arroyo.
we get it done. I think we do go Ferguson. Boom. The very trendy, very hot 3-6-6-3 build. What is this? 2023? Are we going to win Best Ball Mania?
I think it's like it's a little bit dependent on our running back rookies, but I mean I think that's a good bet to make, right? Like Caleb and Tootin, that when you're picking them where you're taking them, you're betting on them anyways of being good. So,
what up, Green Bean?
Isn't it Friday night?
Green Bean. Are you doing okay, brother? What are you in a different time zone? Are you in Hawaii or something right now and just living in the past? Dowdle, Coker, Pitts. Dad, you know better to come in here and shout Pitts. I've passed on Pitts at pick 170 before in order to take Zach Ertz, which sounds crazy, but no, I do love Dobbins though. That's a good shout. 30P, what's up, my man? What's up, fellas? Yeah, I haven't clicked Eli Mitchell yet. I've heard other people do it. I just haven't gotten that far down down the board yet to make the pick. The guy that I'm pretty high on, my flavor of the week, like my late round scroll down guy that I'm big into is Emmanuel Wilson on the Packers. But I do acknowledge that the KC backfield is a little bit ambiguous right now. Obviously, they want Pacheco to return to form, but they're also, KC's also kind of like a strong running team. It's hard to kind of call them run first because they've got Mahomes, but they kind of true to themselves. They are like a rushing team, but I think the Packers are like one of the best running teams. So I like Emmanuel Wilson a bunch. It's a little bit less ambiguous there where it's Jacobs and then who's number 2? Last year it was Emmanuel Wilson. Could Lloyd take a step forward? I don't know. Could he get healthy? We'll see. I want to take some of both. But yeah, the homer take, no doubt. Any insight there, Bindles, on Eli Mitchell, the KC backfield?
I saw Josh Norris talking about how Pacheco is going to rise. And it's just such a weird situation because, like, behind him, it's just kind of guys where, like, they're never going to really be, like, the full, like, taking on the Pacheco role behind him. Mm-hmm. I do think Mitchell is interesting. Like, Mitchell, when he's healthy, is explosive and pretty good. But, I mean, yeah, he's like in SpongeBob, the guy whose bones are made of glass. Like, he just seems to be always injured. So if he's healthy, I mean, I think he has a good chance of making the team. Brashard Smith is interesting as well, but doesn't pretty much going to be the receiving down guy.
Sure.
I don't know. I feel like I'm not really taking any of them right now just because this isn't the time. It's like when we get some camp reports, get some news of someone kind of emerging, then that'll be where you can really capitalize on that as they kind of move up. And just like whether it's like a few days where they're moving up and you can get them. I think that would be the time to do that. I think you're kind of just taking shots into the dark right now, and I don't really want to be doing that. I think Pacheco is fine though. I think Pacheco is like the most locked in. He was injured last year. When he came back, he wasn't fully healthy, and just it's a wash for last year. But they didn't bring anyone else in that's like, okay, this guy is like a huge threat. All these guys are kind of like scat back type guys. So
yeah, you got Pacheco, who's big enough and fast, coming off the injury. Brashard Smith, who's converted wide receiver, more of a pass catching back, but handled the workload for SMU last year. So
yeah,
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by Brashard Smith. I know Cody is way in on Brashard Smith. It's one of his top exposures, and so I don't even know how much Brashard Smith I have. I don't take him very often. I've taken him in one Best Ball Mania. I have him a lot more in other tournaments, like I'm guessing puppies and stuff.
He's probably a fine 18th round pick.
Yeah,
yeah, anybody on the Chiefs. It's probably fine.
Anthony, how you doing tonight? My friend says Mayor. That was a couple minutes ago. That must have been in reference to a late round tight end, like a scroll down guy.
Yeah.
If he gets traded, I mean, we could see something. I'm holding out hope. I drafted him in the second round at the 205 in my dynasty league. 2 years ago that it was that summer. And Bowers going there crushed my dreams of him ever becoming anything, right?
Yeah, he's good. He could be like a guy like an Njoku where he kind of doesn't do anything for a few years and then breaks out. But yeah, not for best ball right now. Not great.
Catch up. Green Bean says, "Oh yeah, it is Friday." That's funny. J Lup, what's up, brother?
GM.
Pretty sure you've been in some of these drafts. I bet you have. We've been here every night drafting, ripping them, best ball manias, elims, whatever we can get ourselves into. Appreciate you stopping by. Gerardo was in this one too. I don't know if I called him out at the beginning. He's usually drafting this time of night. Maybe he'll say what's up. Of course, Nick Bach was in the 12. Us, Gerardo. We had Steve in here, and then TM Longacre, a.k.a. Mr. of course. And then let's see. We'll get through some of these, and I have a fun game for Bindles on this one. He doesn't know what's coming yet, but something to follow up on this team review. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Green Bean, confused. Best ball, moderate. What's up? Can you sauce Gerardo DFS? Yeah, that's you, isn't it? I'm pretty sure, right? Because I recognize I just said that. Yeah, I recognize the YouTube logo, and I know some of us have different names on Underdog than we do on YouTube, but yeah, you've been here. We'll definitely go through your team real quick. So Manny Wilson, yeah, I'm into it. Shout out to Kent Valley State University. Grammatical errors. Jim, the wall. What's up, brother? How you doing tonight? Pacheco been surging up since I think so too, right? He's moved up like almost 15, 20 spots. Yeah, he's getting to a point. If we look at the draft board, where did Pacheco go in this one? We almost considered taking him, and so he goes at pick 89. I thought about it for a half second over Mooney, but I remember the days when Pacheco was going much later. So the next running back, he'd have to jump, and of course Jordan Mason goes early in this one. I don't hate it, but the Swift range, the Caleb Johnson, Tony Pollard, Swift, Aaron Jones range, I could see a situation where there's a ton of positive light around Pacheco, and he could potentially get ahead of Aaron Jones, maybe Swift, maybe Pollard. That's kind of, it looks like Aaron Jones went a little bit early in this one too.
Yeah, he could definitely move up. I mean, it's the Chiefs. He was being drafted in like the third round.
Wasn't Pacheco going in like the fourth round last year, like fourth, fifth round?
Yeah.
So I could see it. It's a fun one. Yes. Lamar or Allen to the 2-3 turn for uniqueness. I remember Huhames was doing that a bunch during the big board. He would take like a Jamar Chase and then grab Lamar Jackson like the third round. So I don't mind that. I think I'm not trying to get super unique in those ways this early in the summer for Best Ball Mania, but imagine if you're going into your Greyhound, your one and done, any time box tournament. I think it's a good thing to consider doing.
Yeah, I did a draft with
Snipey on Chiggy.
I bet
you did that on one recently.
No, it was with I did Mathology. I know you were messaging me about doing a FFPC draft. We did we split like a $300. I forget what the name of the Underdog draft was. But we split
gorilla.
Yeah, it was something. It was like 300 or 350. I think it was 350. But yeah, we split it with me, Emo, and Mathology, and we flipped the board with and it was taking Hertz up at like the 1-2 turn. It was like a crazy team. Didn't end up doing anything because freaking Christian Watson was our third round pick, and so that kind of killed us. But
ouch.
I think in the time box, like single entry especially, like you can do some crazy stuff, and it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, time box for sure. And then those high stakes redraft, as far as I've seen, I haven't done one yet. I'm interested to get into one maybe this summer. Me and Hartman are looking to maybe do one. It's tough because you're an injury away or taking the wrong guy in the third or the fourth round away from kind of tanking a team, and it's hard to recover. I guess you can attack the waiver wire, so there's some hope, but with 12 teams, it seems pretty tough, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, you guys are sharp, so I mean, I think you could be fine. But yeah, you definitely got to be grinding the waivers. Take a lot of rookies, honestly, because I think you can just drop them if they're terrible, and then if they pop, yeah, I think rookies in redraft are almost more of a cheat code because I don't know about an FFPC what the ADP looks like, but I think usually like underdog is the highest for rookies.
Yeah.
So like if you can take the guys build kind of like based off of that, and then yeah, just take a shit ton of rookies. The ones that pop, use them. If not, dump them and get some just guys that can fill your RB2 spot. I think especially in FFPC, like Hero probably is the way to go. Hero RB, or
you think so?
I think zero RB is tough because it's like not as much of a like it's not as like crazy as like a BBM where you're just like kind of punting your advance rate a little bit and then just hoping for it to come together at the end. I think you need to be a little bit stronger in the early season.
Yeah.
So I think Hero, and then you could like, especially in redraft, like if you can pick up guys off the waivers and just throw them into your RB2 slot, like a freaking Justice Hill or something, just to get you
That's
points
true.
in your RB2 slot. I think that would be the way I would try to play it. And then just load up at wide receiver and the other positions and somewhat punt RB2, and then you can just I don't know. I think I'm a little bit more. I'm really into doing that just because of like the way I play Dynasty as well.
Yeah.
Like I'm so comfortable just going into a season with just absolute bum ass guys at my RB2 spot. So and then you can just
ballsy.
You can just figure it out later. Like it's a little bit different in Dynasty because you have so many bench spots.
I always it's interesting. I tried to really
One second, I gotta plug in my computer.
No worries. I try to do that sometimes. Like last year in my redraft, my home league, I took Breece Hall as my anchor, and it's auction. It's a 10-team redraft auction, super flex, half PPR, pretty standard home league. I took Breece trying to anchor down on him, and then I took a bunch of late cheap running backs to hit for RB2, and just like no one ever hit, which was sad. So like I took Warren. I took a bunch of guys that like just never really got it done. I ended up trading mid-season for Charbonnet, which was nice, and for Chuba Hubbard, which was really nice. So I kind of like made it back around. And then, gosh, I don't know what week our playoffs started. Let's just say it was, and I could look up the game because it's the game that screwed me. I was if it's week 13 or week 14, the week before like the standard redraft league playoffs start, I was in a pinch. I had some injured players. I had to start someone in my flex. I had to pick up somebody. And who do I see? Oh, this rookie on the Broncos has been doing pretty well. So I pick up Devon Vele and I start him in my flex. Idiot move. I ended up needing 3 points to win. Vele, I think, is playing on that Monday night or a Sunday night game, and like he's the only player in the matchup left, and I'm down by 3 points. And if I win, I make the playoffs in my home league. If I lose, I'm out because I'm playing a guy who's going to get the 6th spot if I don't. I start Vele. He puts up literally 2 points. Fucking worst start I've ever made. I'll never draft Devon Vele again. You've never seen me click him on stream. You'll never see it happen. He's dead to me. Might as well be dead. It's half point PPR. He literally had a catch in like the first drive and then didn't do shit the rest of the game. And I could look at the game log, but I've already moved on.
Yeah, so. just It's okay. Never again.
Never go back.
Never Devon Vale.
Tall piece
That's
of shit.
hilarious.
Nick says we sniped him on Chiggy. I think he just likes Okonkwo, but he didn't have Cam Ward, so I don't feel too bad. Ray McLeod. I'm good with the double stack with Mooney and London. I think we made our bet there. What up, David? How you doing tonight? Roman Wilson. I'm not there yet on Roman Wilson. I drafted him enough times last year to get burned that I don't know. Bindles, do you think Roman Wilson comes back to life and resurrects for Dynasty or for Best Ball, or is he just kind of another name?
I think he's kind of just another name. I mean, he's similar to what I was describing with the running backs. Like, I think you kind of take them in August if we're getting some good camp reports and stuff. Then okay, maybe. But like right now, I just don't see the point. Like they have freaking Robert Woods and don't they have the guy from Van Jefferson? Do they still have Van Jefferson?
I don't know for sure. I know they got Woods. I don't know if Van Jefferson was like a 1-year thing or if he's gone. I guess I can search on here. Steelers.
Pull it up, yeah.
We'll just see what pulls up. Obviously, Calvin Austin, who I would draft. I think he got drafted in this one. McCutcheon, who used to be on the Rams. Skoranek used to be on the Rams. Scotty Miller, Brandon Johnson. So I don't think they've got him anymore. Yeah.
I mean, I guess he only, I don't know. I just, wide receiver, possibly 3 on the Steelers doesn't really seem like a guy I really care about, to be completely honest. Like in that, we don't even know if he's the wide receiver 3 on the Steelers. So,
and maybe a little interesting now because Rodgers is there. But like you said, tomorrow, Keenan Allen signs there. And then boom, like Roman Wilson is dead again.
Dude,
before he ever
what the hell?
alive.
What are we even talking about? They're going to sign Alan Lazard. He's going to be the freaking wide receiver too. We book it. Place a bet. Sell your house and put it on a bet that Alan Lazard will be a Steeler. I can tell you that. So
from the 3 spot, what up, Big Truckin'? How you doing tonight, brother? Love the doggo in the profile pick. Got a lot of fantasy best ball doggo profile picks. If like it's like a trend, I've noticed there's a lot of good looking doggos hitting up the chat. Big Truckin' from the 3 spot. Let's peek over there, see what we I thought I recognize it. Yeah, Big Truckin'. Should have put it together. Definitely seen you in these streets. Appreciate you coming out, drafting, saying what up. Hope you're having a good Friday night. This is a full house right now. There's like 6. We started with 3 friends. Now we got the whole 6. The crew's all here. You know, it's like. Also, love the SpongeBob reference earlier. I was born with paper skin and glass bones.
I don't know why that one always sticks with me.
Because there's a little spot in our brains where all this SpongeBob facts information lives, and if you're one of us, if you've got that problem in your head, it's never gonna go away.
My girlfriend thinks SpongeBob is like the dumbest thing in existence. Like she just hates it, and I'm just like, I love it. Like I could watch SpongeBob right now and I'd be entertained. So, but that also probably goes to tell you the level of mental maturity I have. So
that's true. She sounds like a very sound, mentally stable person who, doesn't have to necessarily.
No, she likes stupid stuff too. Don't worry.
I'm just saying SpongeBob is it's pretty crazy stuff looking back on it, but also it's incredible. A masterpiece, a modern masterpiece.
Lead.
For a while there too. I mean, obviously I fell off at some point. There's like 20 something seasons. I probably am talking about like the first 3 to 6 seasons that like I was watching before school kind of thing.
Candyman, how old are you?
How old do you think I am?
I think you're like early 30s.
Yeah. I mean, I got 2 kids, a dog, Yeah, I'm early 30s.
I think if I would guess, I would say 31 or 32. That would be my guess, in that range.
I'd have a, very nice skin, young look, so. No, I'm 45.
No chance.
I always forget. I'll be 33 later this year, like late this year. So I'm getting up there.
There you go.
Getting up there.
I'm 30. I'm 30 now, so
Yeah,
I'm officially old.
There's no difference. Once you turn like 27, you just become an adult man.
Dude, I feel exactly the same as I did when I was 23. Like I feel like when I was 23,
Do you feel the same right now as you do when you were 23?
Yeah, dude, I feel the
Bro,
same.
I hate to tell you, but you're a month or two away from the running back age cliff. You're about to feel like you're old as fuck, because I do not feel like I'm 23 at all.
I guess I don't know. It's you know what? Okay, this is walk with me here. This is a weird analogy, but it's kind of like how running backs, like let's say CMC, that's a bad example. Let's just say a running back, he is like injured or for some reason, like it's just not a serious injury, but he doesn't play, so he has less mileage on him. Like I feel like with COVID, like or sorry, YouTube, I probably can't say that.
Oh, the C word.
The C word. But yeah, basically, like I just feel like that, like I don't know how to explain it. Like I feel like I'm like at least 2 to 3 years younger than I actually am. I don't know.
Because you went in like a cryo chamber, like
no, it just didn't exist. Like that
time.
That's just like a time hole that just like happened, and then you just come out on the other side, and it's just like okay, it doesn't happen. But
I guess I was decently old enough when that happened that yeah, but like I feel bad. So my brother, and that partially keeps me young, that like my brother's 6 years younger than me. So like I've always been interested in like what he's up to and like his interest, you know, and he also like sports, you know, likes to golf, basic stuff that we get along with.
You get the Gen Z terminology and whatnot.
He's like right on the cusp, right? Because he just turned, I guess, 27, and so he's like he kind of like looks down upon like the hardcore Gen Z stuff. He kind of associates more with like the millennials because like he hung around me and like we're playing Pokemon, like we're watching SpongeBob, you know. Maybe the Gen Z kids like that too, but they're
my brother's 26, so it's similar. Yeah. I'm only 3 years older, but like, so it. Or he's turning 27 in 5 days, so never mind. So yeah, almost. I mean, whatever, 6-year difference versus 3-year difference, but yeah.
But yeah, SpongeBob, good stuff.
It is good stuff.
Man. I was gonna say so you know on smart TVs you can like watch those random channels like for free. I found a SpongeBob channel. It's just all SpongeBob all the time. So me and my daughter, when we'll get up, we'll let mom sleep in on the weekends, and we'll get up early and we'll chill and we'll do stuff. And then sometimes we'll just get a little breakfast and turn on the TV and see what's good. And she likes her shows, you know, Baby Shark, Peppa Pig, like all of the newer little kid stuff. But I put her on to like, you know, Nat Geo, Discovery Channel shows, like nature, animals, cool stuff. But also I'll put her on to like throwback things. And so I hit some button and the SpongeBob channel comes on because I wouldn't have found it otherwise. And she goes, no, change back to my show. Like she's like, no. And then I'm like, let's just let it cook for a minute. Let's just see what goes on. And then 5 minutes later, we're both just sitting there watching SpongeBob, just like mesmerized. And like, then there starts to be some, it's more mature than I remember. Cause like, she's almost 3. So I'm like, this is probably like 6+ material, but you know, it's a little bit violent. It's a little bit, some of the scenes were kind of but no, she was into it for a minute. And then eventually, we went back to Baby Shark, but I realized SpongeBob is captivating because like it had her attention and she was like, this is kind of interesting.
Dude, it is. Yeah. I could watch SpongeBob right now. No cap.
What's funny is you'll have people who are like the one generation above us, like the 80s kids, and they're just like, SpongeBob, what the fuck? Get out of here.
Honestly, I feel very blessed to be the age I am because I feel like I still had like an actual childhood where like I didn't really use I guess like it depends on where on the spectrum in terms of like how technologically like into stuff your parents were, because like
sure,
like I had a computer at home and like I would use, but it wasn't like my parents didn't really give a shit, so like I feel like I didn't really use it that much, and it wasn't like the newest or like whatever, like they weren't keeping up with everything like as much as they could have just because they were busy and whatnot. So like I feel like I kind of avoided it until like 8th grade or like 9th grade, beginning of high school. and then I was like on social media and everything and whatnot after that.
Okay.
But like,
yeah,
I don't know how it was for you because you're not just slightly older than me, but
yeah. Well, so like I was a PC kid like from the start. Like I don't remember not having a PC in my house, and like I would do like all of like these like learning games, like math games and like stuff like Putt Putt Travelers Through Time, all these other crazy throwback PC games. Not all of them are math, like, but some of them were just fun. So I was like a big PC gamer kid, like growing up. Then like the Xbox was invented, and like I had an N64, but like that was cool. And the Xbox was a big deal. But anyways, PC was a big part of like my elementary, middle school, and high school. I did a lot of PC gaming. Like I liked like the Blizzard games. Like if you think back to like Diablo 2, I was all about that. But what else? Oh, I was a big Game Boy kid. I always had a Game Boy Advance.
I had a Game Boy. That was the one thing
The DS came out when I was getting closer to like high school age. I was big into the Game Boys. But you're saying, oh, social media. So I was going to ask you, what grade were you in when you got a smartphone? Because like I had a flip phone when I was like in middle school, but like that's just like a timing thing. Like how old were you when you got a smartphone? Don't be ashamed. Safe place.
I mean, what defines smartphone? Like any access
to
the
internet? Can access either the internet or just more than like T9, more than playing Snake.
I think 8th grade. So like I would have been 13, probably 13. Yeah, 12, 13.
About right. It's not too far off because I'm pretty sure my first smartphone, I was in 9th grade.
Okay, so yeah,
but it was like no, that's not right. That's not true. It would have been later than that. It would have been 10th grade. 10th grade, I got a flip phone that had more than just the no, actually that was I don't remember. I don't know anymore. Maybe it was it was either 10th or 11th grade. And then I did actually we switched to AT&T, I think, and I got an iPhone. I think it was my senior year of high school, and someone stole it at LA Fitness, but neither here nor there. Because I had friends who had like sidekicks and things like those nice phones that were like the generation before the iPhone, and then my first iPhone was an iPhone 3. And my one of my best friends, who's my neighbor, he had an iPhone 1. He was like always a techie kid, so like he was really into it early. But now he's an Android guy, which is bizarre. Green text, but I mean, are you Android or iPhone?
No, I'm iPhone. It's funny. My girlfriend just got like a work phone, and it's an Android, or it's a Samsung, and like both of us are just like, what the hell is this? Like, we don't even know how to use it at all. Like, it's completely foreign. I actually do have a question for you though. So, what about like high school? Were you into any like? Did you play Call of Duty? Did you play like anything? Yeah. Like, so, what were your like games that you were like into?
Like gaming wise?
Yeah.
So like my friend group, they still like. I'm the only best ball bro in my like close friend group, like that redraft league I talk about. They all still game at night instead of like drafting best ball. They'll do Dynasty. Half of them will just only do redraft, but like they're still gaming a good amount. So like when I get into my Discords with them, like we have our own Discords, like they're talking about games and stuff. I don't game as much anymore. I just, I just choose different things. But when I was in high school, Sam, my favorite games were Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2. I'd play the Madden games. Like my brother, he would be gaming a lot too. He's 6 years younger than me. So like whatever he was gaming on, we had, of course, like the Mario games. So we had like whatever was the latest Mario game. Could be like Mario. There's different Mario Karts throughout the years. Mario Baseball on GameCube was pretty elite. But no, really, if I think back to like my biggest gaming games it was the Call of Duty games. But that would have been original Xbox, and then it was my PS3. We got a PS3 right before I went to college, I guess. Nice. Or my brother got one.
Let me see Call of Duty. Let me pull it up on my other screen.
Modern Warfare 2 was big for me because that was when I was in high school, and then Black Ops 2. Those ones were sick.
I think Black Ops 2,
gold skins.
I think Black Ops 2, and then there was Call of Duty Ghosts was like the last one that I
My brother had that. I didn't actually play Ghosts. I was already
I
going to
only
college.
played it, but I hated it. I don't know how to explain it. Like there's just the way that the maps were and everything were really stupid. But like yeah, from like Modern Warfare 2 to like Call of Duty Ghosts, and I didn't really play it because I was in college at that point. But like yeah, like dude, I think I was 10th prestige, fucking
Oh yeah,
whatever, like way
that's
over.
sick.
Like
Yeah, I know. I
I
know
had
exactly what you're talking about.
I was like, it's weird. Like I was in such a weird like Venn diagram because like I was pretty like I wasn't popular, but I was an athlete. So like I like what I had a lot of friends that were like whatever, but like I wasn't like a person that was like popular outside of that. So like I just spent a lot of time playing Call of Duty, to be completely
Hell
honest.
yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty funny.
My friend group, and we're still pretty close. Like we have our group text, Discord, everything. We get together. Some of us played sports, some of us didn't. Our connecting thread was like we're just like really tight friends from like some of us from elementary, some from middle school,
Nice.
and then some grew on like through high school. We're just like a really tight friend group who we kind of just did what we liked, and then like just didn't give a shit. Like so, we didn't care about being popular. We didn't care like we just played what we liked and did what we liked. So our group, most of us are really into gaming wise, like super into competitive battling in Pokemon, which sounds hilarious now, but like we were really into it. Like even when we were in high school, like we would go to like regional competitions.
Oh
Like
shit, that's sick. Yeah.
like some of the guys still go hard. They're in a bunch of different Pokemon discords. So I did that a bunch in high school too, and kind of throughout. But then, like I said, one of my favorite games of all time is Diablo 2. I don't know if you ever played it.
I never played it, but I've heard of it. Yes.
So did you ever play World of Warcraft?
I never played World of Warcraft.
Okay.
I know what it is. I
know of World of Warcraft too, but like I was captivated by the earlier generation of that version of MMORPG, but like it was more just like I don't know. So Diablo 2 is a big game for me. They do ladder resets twice a year in Diablo 2. They still do. And I would like run those ladders like with some close buddies, and we would like go really far on those. And like even when I was like in grad school, I'd go back and I was living alone for a year in grad school before my girlfriend at the time, before she moved back to Houston after we were done in college. So we were like, I was alone living by myself for a year, and I would like play Diablo 2 for like 24 hours straight, like Friday night to like through Saturday night. And I had like clans, we had discords, like rolling that, like there were streamers who would do it, and I would like roll with like their groups. So I was pretty into that even like after high school, but that's like an old ass game. It's like an oldie but goodie, and like always was a good one. So those are some of my more nerdier games. But of course, like Madden, 2K, like basketball is fun. The COD games are fun. I'm trying to think what else, but that's probably the main ones. Oh, I really enjoy The Sims, but I don't play the people. I would just build houses in neighborhoods and then never play the people as much. And just like I like the architecture of like building out like
the
cool
world
houses.
building. Yeah, that's sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? I'm trying to think what else. What else did I play? Oh, did you ever play Age of Empires?
Fucking love it.
Yeah, dude. That I still want to play Age of Empires. Like every like 3 months, I'll just like get an itch from like, what was that game I used to play? And I'll like want to play. I never actually go through with it, but I'm like for like a day, I'm like watching on YouTube like Age of Empires videos or something.
Age of Empires 2 was so fun. Age of Empires 3 was incredible. I like the Civilization games a little bit.
Civ, yeah.
I had certain friends who like you go over to their house and it'd be like them and their older brother, and they'd be like really into like certain games, and I would kind of latch on and like watch what they were doing. And Civ was always one of those games.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of random ones. Command and Conquer. I do.
Ooh, love Command and Conquer.
Command and Conquer, dude. I used to go over to my friend's house, which was like right in my neighborhood, and I would just like, he was the gamer. Like I feel like I didn't have anything at my house other than like a Game Boy. So I would just like, it was like through him, I would just like spend like whatever 7 hours playing whatever we would play. But yeah, no, I find a lot of best ball people are gamers or former gamers because it's just like it's whatever, very similar kind of like strategy and other stuff
Yeah,
that goes into it.
I
Right?
agree.
So,
And David says out, I heard Dobbs might go to Pitt. That'd be really interesting. I kind of did hear that. I don't know if we're just circulating the same rumor, but I'll circulate it again. No, Bindles, you're 100% right. There's a bunch of best ball bros who are, yes, I'm definitely gonna do another best ball mania, but we're having a side combo about who knows what at this point. There's a lot of best ball bros who are game theory guys and strategists, like poker, of course,
yeah.
chess, Liam, like, I think that's kind of, and then there's some video games, like people sell video games short sometimes, but there's a lot of strategy involved in crossover, depending on what game you're into, like what you're doing. I definitely come into best ball from like a fantasy background, like loving fantasy football, but I've always thought of myself as like a game theorist, like a strategist. I'm not super big into poker just because I don't like casinos and I don't like that kind of face-to-face like environment of card games. I like playing card games with like my grandmother, but like I that's just me. But I never liked going to casinos. Like it just wasn't my thing. And so in the online poker, I did it for a little bit, but not I don't know. Just to me that wasn't it. But like the way I would do it. So like I was saying, we and if you don't understand like the competitive battling Pokemon world, I probably can't convince you. But
no. I love Pokemon.
It's like chess, but instead of being 6 different pieces, there's hundreds of viable pieces and strategies. And so like we were really, really into that. And like
that's sick.
We went super hardcore on that in high school, like Pokemon battling, and then other strategy stuff. I was a big chess nerd too, all the way up until about high school. I kind of fell off. I wish I could play it more, but I was doing a bunch of chess tournaments like all throughout, like elementary and middle school was like really into it. And so that was kind of like just like the game theory and like, strategizing and predicting your opponent. And then I was a big time tennis player through high school. Like I lettered in tennis, and my high school team was one of the best in the entire state of Texas. Like
shit.
we're like really legit. And so I'm like I was 12th ranked on my varsity team, men, and we're one of the best high
teams
school
in the state.
Yeah, men and women's because they're together, team tennis, but one of the best in the state of Texas, which is pretty dang good. There's a lot of I was like tennis, I was a singles player. It's all about like how do you beat your opponent? Like what's their weakness, their backhand, their serve, like return game. So that was like the muscle that I was flexing then, was like gaming a little bit, sports a little bit. Obviously, always loved fantasy football, and then best ball. It just makes too much sense. It's just then it's so there's so much. Everyone's looking for an edge. Everyone's real smart. But yeah, I love it. Tell me more about kind of like how you're getting into best ball and like how did you arrive?
Yeah. I played football growing up. I played in college.
Which college did you play at?
I went to my high school. We won 2 state championships. We almost
in Michigan
second highest division, which like the first top 3 are like pretty equivalent. Obviously, like if you're slightly bigger, you probably are better more often, but like there would be teams that we played in, like we had a really good conference in like a Catholic league where like the Division 3 team could beat any one of the other Division 1 team that's in the same conference that we're in. So like whatever, it's like pretty equivalent. We lost my sophomore year to the team that won the championship. We won my junior senior year, and then they won the year after I left too. So like we were pretty sick. Nice. I played Division 2 at a Michigan Tech, which is it's an engineering school. I'm not an engineer, but
wait, you said which? Sorry, I was reading Steve's comment. You said
Michigan Tech. So it's in the GLIAC because they play like pretty good Division 2 conference. It's like Grand Valley and Ferris State, which are like they've been to a bunch of Division 2 championships and stuff. My brother went to Grand Valley actually, but
okay.
Yeah, I wasn't very good in college. I just feel like I didn't know how to like work out. Like I wish I had the knowledge I have now for like when I was in college. I was like really strong, but I just was not like athletic. Like I just wasn't like I had the strength bar was like maxed out, but then like my like agility was like on the bottom. So
Gotcha.
I just didn't know. I didn't know. I did was and nutrition and everything that I know now was not in my brain at that time. But yeah, so loved football. Obviously, was just a big, like, I would say, quote, ball knower. Like I would just watch shit ton of just NFL content, or just like football content. And I actually started playing fantasy football later than I feel like sounds like a lot of people like started like in high
Sure.
school. I wasn't really, I think it was in college when I started playing. And then I have a couple buddies that are like, whatever, we're super serious and had been playing longer. And I felt like I was like, okay, I think I can keep up with these guys, and was competing with them. And then, yeah, I think best ball just when, I think the first year that Underdog came out, I forget if it was 2020 or 2021.
I think so. 2020.
So yeah, I think it was 2020. So then I just whatever immediately was hooked. And
Nice.
I think I remember the first person I saw on like Twitter and stuff was Eagles.
Yeah, he's always been,
dude, he's like the OG of all
Yeah.
OGs. Like I
No doubt.
remember him. And
James.
I didn't even play like tournaments because I thought it was stupid, because I was like,
That's
why
how I
would-
started. I did cash games for a full year.
Yeah, I did cash
and
games
maybe
for a
one
full
puppy.
year.
And then I started to catch on. 2023 was the first time I started entering Best Ball Manias.
Yeah, dude, I just was like, why would I, like, I have such a low chance of winning. Like, why would I even do that? Like,
I have a lot of bros, like I was telling you about, who are still Dynasty bros, and they'll be in 20 Dynasty leagues. But if I ask them to enter a Best Ball Mania, they're like, no way.
it's a
But they'll
complete
do like a
change of
pup. They'll do like
mindset.
one puppy in August, or they'll do like 3 puppies in August. But
to get the ADP out there. And
I don't know. But it's, I don't know.
I
I
think
think
best ball is like, I mean, obviously we're both freaking best ball streamers, so obviously we are in on it. But like, dude, it just makes more sense. Like, you don't have to freaking manage your team. Like,
so
obviously I have 60 Dynasty teams. I will manage a team. Like, I'm the guy who's managing my team.
manage
Obviously,
the hell out of these Dynasty
yeah,
teams.
like I'm the manager, so don't worry about me. But like, most people will, by week 5 they'll forget to freaking check their team. So like, why even enter down that realm? You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, dude, I mean, yeah, best ball is the best, right? Like, you have that dream of winning whatever you're gonna win, whatever it is, even if it's a puppy. I mean, what did BBG split with Neil last year and won $20,000? What's his name? Why am I blanking? El Coach. I introduced him to best ball, and he won. He was placed 15th in BBM like 2 years ago. Yeah, like, it's just, obviously, like, if you come from any of these backgrounds, like I was going to say sports, you were saying tennis, but like football, obviously there's a lot of strategy. It's mostly brute force, my position that I played, obviously, but yeah, there's strategy, right? It's a very like strategy focused thing. You're always trying to like push whatever edge you have. And so, yeah, no, I think it's good to connect with different people and learn. And that's what we're trying to do, right? On our Ballsy show, bring in people, learn from them, different realms of life, different backgrounds, and kind of take all these little nuggets and try to ship something. That's the dream, right?
Most definitely. I think that is the dream. Once it's hard to convince outsiders to get in on best ball. They have to get there on their own, and then once they're in, boom, you become a DJ and a best ball bro. You're watching best ball streams. You're drafting at midnight on a Friday night instead of. I mean, honestly, if I was not streaming best ball, I'd still be drafting best ball, just sitting on my couch or in my bed. So I might as well stream it. But if I wasn't drafting best ball right now, I'd probably just be watching YouTube, hanging out in my living room, or hanging out with my wife's asleep right now. So she, the dog, everyone's asleep. So like, I'm not going to go out. Like, I'm not going to leave my house. What am I, crazy? I'm 32 years old.
Yeah. I remember, I think it was 2022.
What up, Thick Brown Line?
Was the last time where I was doing like a lot of volume. And yeah, dude, it was insane. Like I was like drafting all the time. I'd be at the gym, I'd be drafting, I'd be cooking, I'd be drafting, I'd be driving, I'd be drafting, I'd be doing everything. It's just terrible, right? Like it's terrible. So like
driving and drafting.
Yeah, bro, dude, it's terrible. It's
Oh
not
God.
good. It's not good.
COD Zombies, yes, A-Rod.
COD Zombies is elite.
So fun.
Let's review Best Ball Moderates team, Gerardo DFS.
Yeah. Whose team? Gerardo's for sure. And I think he said sauce, right? I don't think he said review. I think he said
did he say sauce? He said review in this one. He said sauce before.
Well, I'm in the mood to sauce it.
Okay,
Jaden Daniels, Jackson Dart, not a hope and a chance. Jackson Dart's gonna start, week 15 off the bye, and so you're gonna miss the bye week with Jaden Daniels, and that's gonna sink this team. I don't have to see the rest. A-Chan, and then you got Chase Brown, Pacheco, and Garendo and Neal. I don't know if you saw the clips, but Neal is not looking very agile in Saints practices, so I think you wasted a pick there. And then Pacheco, just not the same anymore. Just not the same. The wide receivers, you stacked up neighbors, but everyone's going to have that combo. And then Calvin Ridley, Debo, you just like really old receivers. The McMillan probably still overpriced, even 9 picks past ADP. I still, overpriced. Slayton, you're not confident enough in neighbors, so you took Slayton too. I don't get it. Sammy Brown, everyone's favorite click this week. How unique. And then Ingram, Loveland, Kraft. I got nothing for that. I mean, but not impressed. This team, I've seen much better. How's that?
Good sauce. Very saucy.
Take that, Gerardo. You're not advancing in this one. You're gonna have Jaden Daniels out week 12. Jackson Dart isn't going to be starting yet.
Jameis Winston will be starting.
From second to third, and my team's going to advance over yours.
Exactly.
That's what you get. Mr. Mister was in here. Steve was in here. Big Truck and said, "Don't look at my team." So naturally, I'm going to look at it.
Tua, Stafford, Rodgers.
He got Rodgers late, which I do like that. It's kind of a pocket passing, group.
Saquon and Cook.
Seems fine. He got a lot of running backs in this mid range with the Sharp, Spears, and
that seems good. Higgins.
I think got enough on wide receivers. They're just not stacked up as what he's probably hating. And then the tight end room looks a little bit too strong.
Too much, yeah.
But
you got to go receivers.
It's probably just because you don't have any QB stacks. Like naked Tua is kind of scary. And then Stafford with Tutu is all right. And then the naked Aaron Rodgers. But is that just because? No, you got Calvin Austin. So it's, I mean, not every team has to be super correlated, but, and who knows. But I typically like to have a little bit more than that. But this is just good players, combo of good players, some cheap QBs, paid up at tight end. I don't think it's totally dead, but you said you didn't like it. But I can see some upside there. And then sorry to keep you all waiting. It's been like 40 minutes since we finished this draft.
Nah, that's what they're here for. They're here for
We're just chilling. It's Friday night. It's a vibe. Appreciate y'all being here. Make sure you slap the like on the video. Make sure you're subscribed to BINDLES channel, linked in the description, because you should be, but also we're going live Monday night with none other than the world famous Emo Cowboy for Ballsy. I think it's what episode are we on? It's episode 4.
I think it's 4. Yeah, sorry.
Episode 4 of Ballsy, Monday night, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. You know what's hilarious? When we had Greg on Ballsy this Monday, he was giving me shit for putting it in Central Time, and I didn't see anything wrong with that. And then I thought about it the next day, and I was like, you know what? He's 100% right. Just because I live in Central Time, and I just don't give a shit. When anyone thinks I smoke my stogies inside, I'm ballsy, I'm a stud. I just put it in Central Time. But no, I've been putting it in Eastern Time more often now. I think Pacific Time's kind of a stretch though, because they're just waking up. And in Pacific Time, it's like it's like lunchtime right now. So,
dude, Pacific time is trippy, man. Like it's really crazy. Like 3 hours behind Eastern time. Like that's fucked. Like that's just crazy. Like I don't know how people do that. Like,
your lunch is their breakfast. Well, you're on Eastern, right?
Yeah, I'm Eastern. So yeah, it's crazy.
I'm Central, so I kind of play both sides of it. But I do acknowledge a ton of bros in the chat are Pacific time just because of how late I go live. And so a lot of guys are from the West Coast, I've noticed. So shout out to them. And I got my family is split between Texas and California and like my mom's side. So I got out there a good amount. I'll be out there in a few weeks.
Nice.
So I definitely understand the whole Pacific time thing.
Yeah, I was little known fact. I was actually born in California, but
oh really?
Yeah, my parents they both went to Michigan State. They met each other there. They both moved to Los Angeles. They lived there for 16 years.
Oh wow!
Me and my brother were born, and then they moved back to Michigan. So I didn't get to enjoy it. So,
well, yeah.
Michigan's nice though. Michigan's nice.
I hear good things.
It's underrated. It's very underrated.
I've only been to Michigan one time, but I am going to Wisconsin very soon for a family reunion on my wife's side, on her side of the family. So we're doing that. We're flying through Chicago and then driving out to Conomowoc, Wisconsin, hitting up the lakes and whatever else they got out there. Bunch of nature and chilling and good times and small town.
A lot of beer and a lot of cheese.
Beer and cheese, I am in. Say less.
You got a mansion in Wisconsin. Shout out T-Pain. Yeah, no, Wisconsin. It's funny. I didn't really know anyone from Wisconsin, and where I went to university. I say university because I'm freaking in Canada.
Oh, wow.
That's what everyone says now.
I didn't see this comment until right now. That's everyone's got their thing. Couldn't be me, but I am a Pokemon fan at heart. Oh, 07 GoldenEye was fun. Yeah, that was one I definitely played with some people. I don't know. I never had that game on my N64. I don't know why, because my dad's big into James Bond. My mom probably didn't want to buy me specifically a shooting game. I was more in like the Mario games on my N64, being a child. But jumping in a Pug almost full. Yeah, I maxed the Pug like a week ago. Whenever it dropped, I finished it pretty quick. So definitely get in your last Pugs. Age of Empires 2 is the best. I think so too, Steve. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, in the library. Super Smash Bros. Yes. Okay, I did play a shit ton of the first Super Smash Bros. For N64, and then the third one for Wii. So there was Melee. But yeah, Super Smash Bros. Civ Games, Command & Conquer, Red Alert. That's the one I was thinking of too. Red Alert was great.
Red Alert, yes, dude. Those cutscenes and everything, those were sick. Yeah.
Throw your monkeys.
Honestly, we might. You know what a good bit would be. Sorry,
Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike was being a PC gamer, I loved Counter-Strike. Yes, I like that. I was into Counter-Strike before I was into Call of Duty, because when Call of Duty first came out, it was all World War II games, and it wasn't until Modern Warfare, I think, that in Black Ops they kind of like ventured out of that. But Counter-Strike was saving the hostages, defusing the bomb. I would do that infinite, over and over, repeat.
I think a good bit. We need to have like similar to like how, you know how there's like bowling or like baseball or like hockey. They have kind of like those weird little like cutaway scenes. So like it's not like a clip per se in terms of like for a specific player or for like something. Maybe something could trigger it. Like I don't know, like a word or something, or like, but like
a cutscene though, like
not like a cut, like more like a skit. Like a skit kind of like you know, like Command & Conquer would have like in between levels or like kind of like explain what's happening.
A transition.
Yeah, like a transition. I don't know. We gotta do some acting. We gotta like really get deep here into our best ball bro hearts. And
wait, I have a question. I forgot. Who did we take? Which rookie did we take in the first round in this one?
Ashton Genty.
So you were saying we need more clips on the show. You're muted.
How many clips do you have?
Not that many. I've got
not that many.
I could have more, but and some of them are too long. I had to shorten them anyways. But I've got the intro, the Genty, the Cam Scataboo, the T-Mac, and then I've got this one. I've never played it before, and actually it's your clip, but I'm afraid what it would do because of the music. But let's try this one out. I mean, Bindles knows what it is. He made this, but let's see how this goes.
Ocean Wisner's already in the backfield.
Ich bin jeden Tag geekig, ich lauf rum, genau so wie Zach Valley. What the hell? 2.5 mal stupid, Kelly. What the hell?
Golden makes the catch despite getting hit.
Stick vom Ball lässt dich verschwinden, kann Zaubertricks wie Harry. Was zum Fick? Sie sagen Männer ohne Geld sind wie ein I. Was zum Fick? Bitch, ich weiß überhaupt nicht mal, wer du bist. Was zum Fick? Ich hab nichts, aber mein Rucksack viel Gewicht. Was zum Fick? Ey!
Dude, that goes so hard.
It does go hard. I mean,
that goes so hard. Holy shit.
Love it. The crowd. I've been in those crowds. That game. Oh God. I have not missed a Texas football game in 14 years. You know, since I went to school there, I've never missed a game. And that game against Arizona State had me on the edge of my seat like none other. In that 4th down penalty, 5-yard penalty, back him up, 4th and 8, whatever it was. Quinn Ewers, throws a dime into the end zone. Who's there? None other than Matthew Golden, the golden one, the chosen one, the golden boy. And gets it done in the playoff. Whew. That's a nice clip.
Baby.
That's a nice clip. I think we did, didn't we? Yeah, we were.
Yeah. We're behind. We're behind.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Anyone drafting this time of year and watching podcasts like this in May and June can call himself football their passion. Yeah. What up, good googly? How you doing, brother? Thanks for dropping in. That was 15 minutes ago, but we're catching up. Is Kendra live again? What are you saying? Oh yeah, because I was hating on Devin Neal. I think Kendra could be live, but at the same time, the answer is Alvin Kamara. It's always Alvin Kamara. Always has been. It's always going to be. Remember the video we saw a couple years ago where Alvin Kamara was standing on a balance ball and his trainer's throwing him like these weird triangle like weights and he's catching them? Do you remember that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
I saw that, and then I remember just like his contact balance, like the first year that he hit back in, that must have been
2017, right?
Yeah, like 2017, 2018 range. I was like, this guy is just, he's on like some next level stuff. And I mean, he's just undeniable. Nick, what's up, Nick? How we doing? Big Truckin said, I didn't have any 3-5-7-3 builds and high end tight ends keep falling. So I ended up forcing the build. I like a 3-5-7-3 build. I've been building a ton of those. But yeah, that's a lot of high draft capital on tight end. But
Tootin clip, Tootin clip.
Tootin and a Brashard Smith clip. I mean, it could come together. Mostly,
honestly,
clips.
I was making freaking intros today because I was bored. So I mean,
Nice.
I might as well make like actual clips, right? Like so I can actually use them.
I should check my exposures and just make clips for whoever I keep drafting. It's going to be like Egbuka, Jordan Mason. Who else? I need a Mooney clip because I draft a ton of Mooney. I mean, I've been taking him just over and over again. Gibbs would be nice.
I swear I see Mooney on every one of your teams.
I've got a problem. It's why not draft Darnell Mooney in round 8? Like,
I mean, I don't hate it.
I think it's a great pick, and I'm excited for Michael Penix Jr. and the Falcons. So
yeah,
get me some of that.
Trey Harris clip. I can see that.
Do a Thielen clip. It could do a Thielen clip. I have a Cam Scataboo clip. Speaking of, throw a dart clip up with Kodak Black. We could definitely do that. I think with the problem, like why most of the songs in the clips are songs you've never heard, but they still go hard because I find gems, is just because of the whole copyright thing. And then I don't even know how that works on YouTube. Trey Harris clip would be fun. Yeah, I know Steve's very high on Trey Harris. There's a bunch of good rookies. There's so many. That's the challenge. It's like it takes a little time to make a clip, to make a good one. I probably could just, instead of making a clip, that's like so long like those other ones. Just take like 1 or 2 plays like you did in the Matthew Golden one. But even that probably took you like I don't know, go out on a limb. I'd say it took a little bit of effort. It's not it didn't come like instant.
Yeah, you got to do like it probably takes like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It's not super crazy.
If you're cooking them out, if you're whipping them up,
if you already have everything up,
if you got everything you need, for sure.
You just need that YouTube to MP4. You got to find one that actually works and get some sort of editing software, and it's not too bad. Torrey Horton.
Yeah, I loved Horton in 2023. I thought his 2024 was going to be huge, and then the injury, but that's why I keep drafting Horton. I think we took Horton on the last team, right? So
yeah,
I'm definitely in on Horton. I think he's
cool. Good, man. He's good. He was injured, so he didn't. He fell to the 5th, but I think he would have been. He would have been at least a 3rd round pick. I think if he was healthy, he might have been a 2nd round pick. So like that's pretty good. Obviously, we're put our if, but.
So I checked the poll. The chat voted for a BBM. I'm thinking a 30-second BBM. How are you doing on timing, Bindles?
I might have to leave, but I mean, I'll definitely start it.
We'll get it started. I have absolutely nowhere to go, but I understand it's getting late on your time zone.
Yeah,
I'm hitting it now, guys. I put it in the chat. I just entered it. Boom, waiting on 5. If you want to get in, if you've been waiting for the last hour to get in on this draft.
Has it been an hour? That's crazy.
That's what the people are here for. This is just a Friday night casual chat. We've covered a lot of strong bases. What really got us off the rails was getting into some SpongeBob. SpongeBob is a gateway drug into gaming. I don't know what else we've covered. It's all blurred at this point. But high school, we talked about a lot about high school for a while there.
Yep.
College, some college stuff.
Digging deep into the lore.
In college, my roommate brought his GameCube, and I lived with him for 3 years, and still pretty tight with him. But he lives in Oklahoma now, so it's kind of hard to connect. But he brought his GameCube and his PS2, and so like I said, we'd come home from the bars, we'd come home from studying or going out or whatever, and we would play a ton of Smash. We'd play a ton of NBA Street. We played the old PGA Tour games. Like I was the one pushing those, and actually I went and got like my old GameCube golf games and brought those up. We played a lot of Mario Kart, tons of Mario Kart.
Dude, Mario Kart is so fun. Yeah, I love Mario Kart.
What else? I mean, those were the staples. It was lots of NFL Street. We it's been a while. I haven't played NFL Street since I left that apartment, but what a game. So fun. Did you ever play NFL Street?
I did, but like it was like at friends' houses and stuff. Like I never had it. Yeah, it was Madden deep.
Yeah, I mean Madden is the real but NFL Street is like the crazy passes, the stiff arms, the style points, and then you can the crazy stuff.
It's got to be one of the best sports games of all time.
It's just so fun.
Right?
It's just it's nonsense, but it's so fun.
Yeah.
Did you ever play any of the backyard games?
Mm-hmm.
Like backyard baseball, backyard football?
Oh yeah.
Those are fun too. Those are always fun.
Those are really fun.
My brother was always into those. Like I remember he had, I think it was just backyard baseball for GameCube, and we would like play it all the time. And then Mario Baseball was super underrated on GameCube. That was a really fun one. NFL Blitz, of course. I loved NFL Blitz. That was one of my favorite N64 games of all time. I like to play with I want to say it was the Brett Favre Packers, but I remember using the Packers, I remember using the Broncos. So Anthony, who did you use in Blitz? And am I right? It was Brett Favre, wasn't it? It had to have been Brett Favre at that time. Yeah, it had to. It was Brett Favre. All right, we got Steve in the 3 spot. Steve always in the first 3 picks. I don't know how he does it, what he's paying underdog, but he gets in the first 3 pick. We're in the 4 spot. A-Rod's in the 5. David in the 6. Gerardo in the 9.
Oh, we got
Nick Frieda.
Yeah.
In the 11th spot. I don't know if he's chilling in here, catching on, watching, but he's definitely in the Discords, and we know him for show.
Good guy.
And then Jeremy. Jeremy's in the 2 spot. The icon. Awesome. I think Jeremy was the one asking earlier if we're going to draft again. Yeah. Oh, and love some Age of Empires. Yeah, big into that.
Good
Anthony
guy.
was saying Magic the Gathering. I dabbled for one part of a year in high school, and my friends were getting into it, but I'm just not I was never a big Magic the Gathering guy. I was never I mean, well, I take that back. So me and my neighbors, the one who got the iPhone 1. Oh, it's Nathan in the one spot too. My neighbor, one of my best friends, my neighbor who had the first iPhone that I ever saw. He and I. Okay, so do you think CD here, obviously, or do you want to go Bijan?
I like Lamb personally, but
Me too.
I haven't built any like I feel like I never take the running backs. It's so funny. Like
I usually go Lamb first. Yeah. I'm kind of surprised. I didn't realize that Bijan had risen up a little bit, so he's there now. But so my neighbor, me and him, when we were in middle school specifically, we got really into Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So like I had the Pokemon cards in elementary school. I still have them. I collected them. I have a nice little binder. Collected Pokemon cards casually throughout all the way until like, I don't know, probably 10th grade or so, 11th grade even. But in middle school, we went hard on Yu-Gi-Oh battling for a while because our local Toys R Us on Saturday mornings used to host Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, and you'd go in there and you'd sign up on a paper, and then you get matched up with people, and it's like a round robin, and we would do Yu-Gi-Oh duels. And then they'd always give away like free packs, and they'd give away like a pin, like a Yu-Gi-Oh pin, and like you just get all this free cool swag and like lanyards and fun stuff and pins and card holders. And it was like a mix of like, 12-year-olds and then grown men who just liked Yu-Gi-Oh, which was probably concerning, but also totally fine. And our parents just dropped us off at Toys R Us and said, we'll see you in 2 or 3 hours. And like, that was
so funny.
That was the early 2000s. We didn't have cell phones, and your parents just left you places, and it was totally cool.
It was. Yeah, I loved Yu-Gi-Oh. I never like really really played Yu-Gi-Oh, but I just like
you like the show?
The shows. I would collect the cards. Cool. I would do, you know what I mean? Like
part of the card.
Yeah, it was sick.
Dark Magician.
Yo, you know what? It's actually cool. I keep getting these ads on Instagram for it's like I don't know if you've ever heard of Culture Kings. It's like some like random like they sell like it's mostly like gaming / anime apparel and like hats. I bought a bunch of hats off of there. But
which one? Just some site.
Culture Kings. It's just some but they have good shit. They have good shit. But they have a bunch of like Yu-Gi-Oh like apparel, like t-shirts and sweatshirts and stuff. And there's one that I always get an ad for. It's like Blue Eyes White Dragon like sweatshirt with like the whole back is a Blue Eyes White Dragon. I'm like, that'd be kind of a sick.
I'd want Exodius. I'd want like Exodius like on a shirt or something.
Yeah, I think they have it too. I think it's like a mix. They have a few different ones. Yeah.
Do you remember for a while there was that meme where it's like it'd be like the 4 pieces of Exodius, but then instead of his head, it would be like something else there.
Yeah. There's enough people on the internet there that are Yu-Gi-Oh people that it still exists in the
heart of the cards. Yu-Gi-Oh was fun. Yu-Gi-Oh was a good time. I probably preferred Yu-Gi-Oh card battles to Pokemon card battles. I like the Pokemon games more than I liked collecting the cards because it reminded me of the games and the show. But I liked the video game battles the most. And then for Yu-Gi-Oh, it was the cards for a little while. But yeah, I never really got into Magic the Gathering, but I know a lot of people do really like it. It's probably the most popular card game, I think.
Yeah, whenever you go to like a card shop or something, there's always like a ton of those cards. I always notice. And some of them are like nice super expensive. I guess that's every card game now, right? Bucky, Jahmyr Gibbs start. That's fun.
Yep, Gibbs and Bucky. That's a fun way to do it. A-Rod was saying his first Bijan, he usually takes Gibbs before him. Normal stuff going on. Nico Derrick Henry again. We saw that in the last draft.
BTJ and Neighbors. I know that you.
That's nice.
I mean, I feel like in the beginning you probably could get that a lot, right?
Just a slight fall. So I have Higgins aggressively ranked. I moved this up in the last 2 days. But by ADP, and I'm totally open to everything.
No, I'm Higgins or Rice. If we think Rice will fall around, I don't know if. Let's go Higgins.
I think Rice is going to be there. I mean, by ADP, he goes much later. He's like 26.5.
Okay.
People do like him. I have him ranked pretty aggressively. Yeah, Steve's not going to let JT slip. He's in on it. I think, okay, let me refresh. I don't think I've got the combo with CeeDee Lamb and T. Higgins. If I do, I'd kind of be surprised that I'd already done that. But I don't have it. And then you could always say, but what if you get T in the 3rd round? You took him in the 2nd round. It's like,
It doesn't really.
I don't know. It's the turn. It doesn't really matter. The players, Rice does go at the 25, which is not unexpected, but I would like to get some more Rice. I've had a decent amount of Rice, but it's been my 20% has gone down to 16% because I haven't been able to get him as much recently.
I like Wilson or Chase Brown, or Adams.
I guess I've been taking Wilson because it gives us one more out with Justin Fields. Maybe Chase Brown can, 2 Bengals pay off in round 2 and 3. Maybe, probably. I don't know. I'm just gonna go Garrett Wilson to take another receiver.
Let's go Wilson. Yeah, it gives us an excuse to draft a Fields share, which is always fun.
And I honestly haven't drafted in the front of the board in so long that I miss kind of the opportunity to take some of these running backs at like pick 50, 70, 90. Like I like running backs in that range. So I think this could be a good one where we just play either slightly later running back or we truly go for like a 0 RB. If we do, we want to take advantage of the situation and grab an elite tight end or QB, which I have got a tight end in mind that usually goes somewhere in this range. QB wise, we'll have to see what falls. But yeah, McBride doesn't make it back. I think McBride would have been really fun on this team too, obviously.
That would have been very fun. Yeah, McBride or Rice, if they would have fallen, would have been very nice.
I know I've taken some Garrett Wilson with CD. So I've got out of my 7 CeeDee Lamb teams, because I'm pretty bullish on him, I've got 2 with Garrett Wilson, which seems like a good combo. Just target hogs, right?
Yeah. Dude, I think T. Higgins. I was thinking about it. I was like, I want to bring this up next time I'm on stream. Like, he goes in the 2nd round, so obviously he's not like, but like, why is T. Higgins? Like, I feel like T. Higgins. I definitely prefer Amon-Ra, Nico, BTJ, but like, I think between him, AJ Brown, and Ladd and London, like, I don't think they are that different. Obviously, they don't go that far apart, but like, Higgins falls sometimes. I don't know. I just feel like Higgins, he's in an offense, like projections wise, Higgins is going to look amazing because he's on a team that passes so much. Obviously they have Gesicki there, and then like, who knows what's going on with the Burton and Yoshi. So it's like pretty condensed. They're going to throw like 650 times. And like, we're not really in the business of predicting injuries. I guess T. Higgins you could do that, and he gives you spike weeks too, and he has contingent upside. So it's like, I don't know. I just think he's a really, really good pick. I don't know. I think people just there's like some weird bias against T. Higgins.
I like it.
So I think mostly this is a dynasty take where I'm just like, I've been buying an ass load of T. Higgins in dynasty because he's like pretty acquirable for guys that are non-difference makers.
Oh shit.
What are we back on?
What's going on here? No, I like that take. I know you had made a trade recently for T. Higgins, right? You traded JSN for T. Higgins. Was that one of your dynasty trades?
Yeah, and it was JSN and Kenneth Walker for Bucky and T. Higgins. So I like Kenneth Walker. I have a very large percentage of him, but don't have a lot of Bucky. So it's partially a market play, partially a bet against JSN, and then I added in Rich because I figured he was gonna not play this year, and that based off of the last couple of days, we'll see. But I think it's going to be tough for him to get on the field unless Daniel Jones just completely stinks it up. So yeah, I don't know. Just bet on Bucky. I don't have a lot of him. Just wanted to get more. And yeah, dude, I don't know. JSN, I just can't see with the Seattle offense like him. He had 100 catches, like over 1,000 yards last year. he had a good year last year. I don't see him having a better year next year, and I just feel like you're paying for like a jump, and I just don't think that's gonna happen.
So I do like to take Dak with CD, but I also don't mind going Jaden Daniels for the bring back the game stack. I've taken him twice. I've got Dak a bunch of times. Do you want to go receiver instead?
No, let's have some fun. Let's go Jaden Daniels.
I was kind of thinking this is a team to go with the elite QB. We hadn't taken one yet tonight, and then it's a perfect combination to get Daniels and CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
A lot of these wide receivers between Jameson and Sutton and Flowers and Pickens, like to me, it's not super different with one of our next picks.
No, not.
And then yeah, sorry, Steve. I know you were trying to set up that Terry stack at 46, but it wasn't meant to be.
That's okay. He got Travis Hunter. That's a good consolation.
He got nice Travis Hunter value, and he's got a pretty strong team with the JT anchor.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh Norris on stream today said he had like 47% Jaden Daniels. I was like, okay. I just don't.
I have a decent amount. I have like 12, 13%. Obviously, I could have 13.5%.
Okay.
And my CSV is up. That's just for Best Ball Mania, and this is updated as of before we drafted today. Obviously, we could have just pushed it there and said, "Hey, let's try to get Burrow at 69 with the T Higgins." So maybe we should have chilled and waited on that, and then we had the Dak and the Fields way out. So like maybe we kind of forced the Jaden Daniels, but I just think Jaden Daniels is good, and he can work on any team.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I just, dude, he could easily be the QB1. Ah, Pickens.
Pickens would have been nice.
And then he got us.
Do you want to go Kittle or
Kittle, easy. Yeah, I'm not even considering Sutton over him. I would Flowers, I don't mind, but
you like Sutton? Sutton?
I mean, I don't dislike Sutton, but not over Kittle. Sorry, should Steve. Be like Kittle. You could tell me Kittle is going like 1.5 rounds higher, and I would still take Kittle. So like, I don't know. I just feel like Kittle's a really good pick. It's not so much a Sutton hate, it's a Kittle love. So
yeah, no, that's true. I probably agree with you. If Kittle was a pick 40 guy, we'd probably still be drafting him. I do need to get more Kittle. I've made mistakes. Like one time I was drafting in here. I was in like the, let's just call it 10 spot, and Hartman was in the 11 spot. And I either had Bowers or I had just taken an elite QB, and I felt like I couldn't go elite tight end. So I let Kittle fall past pick 58 to pick 59, and Hartman scooped him up. And like, after watching that happen in real time, I'll never let that happen again.
Yeah.
But
sometimes you gotta take it. When the room gifts you something, don't push it further. I've had that happen.
Yeah, no, Kittle's a beast. He's always been good for fantasy. In the last couple of years, he was great last season. My case on Sutton is, and there was a stream a few weeks ago that I led off with like this big Sutton monologue that I had prepared. That actually I don't know. I'll get into it later. But Sutton, he was second in the league in air yards last year with like 1,700 air yards. He had all these incredible, I forget all the exact stats. I looked into it, but he had like a bunch of really, really good stats, a good connection with Bo Nix. He was like their true alpha. Jared Jeudy was gone. Now they have Pat Bryant coming in and Evan Ingram, but the offense is just kind of getting better. He's still going to have his same outside role. So I think Sutton is kind of like an arbitrage play on Terry McLaurin, where Sutton had like 9 touchdowns. Oh, yeah. He was like top 6 in touchdowns. McLaurin was number 2 behind Jamar Chase. But with a little bit of difference in touchdown luck, McLaurin and Cortland Sutton are about the same. They're the same age. They had the same number of yards, similar receptions. So I think of Cortland Sutton as like a cheaper version of Terry McLaurin. But I do like Terry McLaurin. He's just obviously expensive because people say, oh, what if the touchdowns regress? And I say, what if they don't regress? Because what's changed? Jaden Daniels is still there.
I think he's still going to score like 10 touchdowns, maybe not 14, but so it'll regress slightly, but he's still going to score a lot of touchdowns. Like Jaden Daniels is good. Terry's good. No. Sutton's not a bad. Sutton's not a bad pick. I don't mind Sutton at all, especially. Yeah, I mean, I definitely prefer him to Ridley. Flowers, if you have Lamar, but I don't like Flowers necessarily by himself. I don't know. He's fine. I don't know. I think honestly,
Flowers.
I don't like DJ Moore. I feel like DJ Moore is the one.
I'm a slight fade on DJ Moore. I mean, he's been good in fantasy for a long time, a really long time, and he can have really good spike weeks. But I'm just slightly less in on him. But I mean, he's been good for a while. He's been DJ. It's hard to go against DJ Moore, but he's kind of been a diva. The Bears have been drafting a lot of other skill position players.
Yep.
I mean, there's an obvious pick here. And then also, what up, Fantasy Dog? How you doing, brother? Thanks for jumping in here. Number 34, I appreciate you. And that reminds me, guys, please don't forget to like the stream. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're watching this in the future, if you're new here, hit the subscription and come draft with us. Come get in the chat. Get your fantasy questions answered. We have a Dynasty expert right here every Monday night. We have the Ballsy show. We have Emo Cowboy coming up. We have great guests on all the time. You never know who's going to stop in to the garage. You think it's James Conner, right? It works with our T. Higgins.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean, I was going to say I rolled a clip, but no, I couldn't do it over Conner because correlation, and I think he's just a good pick. So.
And of course, Debo's already gone, but I'm not the craziest. I'm not huge on Debo. I think he could have a decent season, but I haven't been clicking Debo a lot.
Yeah.
Where did he go in this one? I don't even see him.
No, he went after
us. Passed him. Yeah, we passed him. So we could have stacked up Debo, but didn't. I would rather get James Conner, and then if Debo comes back around, then it was meant to be. But
yeah, I don't think. It's similar to what we did with Hurts, right? We don't
have to force it.
You don't have to force it. If it's different if it's a pocket quarterback, but like a running quarterback, it just doesn't matter.
So we obviously don't need Laporta.
I like Reed personally, but
I like Reed too. I was gonna say I kind of like Reed. Or is there any reason to go Swift or Pollard? Swift might just get a ton of work, and he does give us a little bring back with Kittle, but I'm open to Reed, and I think we need a receiver, and the cliff's coming soon, so just hit Reed.
I like Reed here, yeah. I just think he's a really good spike week guy, good offense. The more and more, I don't know, I think it was Coach Speak. I think Coach Speak I forget who he had on, but the Packers are not going to run as much as they did last year. There's no chance in the world they're going to run as much as they did last year. It was Jordan Love was hurt, and whatever. It was just a perfect start. That's how the season played out. They ran a shit ton. They're going to run more than the average team. They're going to be a run heavy team, but they're not going to run as much as they did last year. And unless Jordan Love gets hurt again, which, I mean, whatever, you can't predict that. So I don't know. I just think we're running the simulation for one season. That's how it went. And I think we're just putting that on to the next year a little bit too much. And Reed, you don't have to worry. This isn't redraft. You don't have to worry about starting him when he's going to have a spike week. We know he's going to have them, and good offense, going to score a lot of points. I like Golden too. I think Golden's a good pick.
They're both very draftable in the 7th round.
Yeah, if you're at that 11 or at that 1 or 2 spot and you can grab both of them there, I think that's super fun. Try to push Jordan Love. Yeah, man. No, I like both of them a lot.
We're in a good spot. We've got a late anchor with James Conner. We started off with 3 straight wide receivers: CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson. We took Jaden Daniels, then George Kittle. We got James Conner and Jaden Reed. Joe Burrow went pick 64, so he never was going to come back around to us at 69. And I think that's fine. We got Jaden Daniels. I think it's a good pick. Even if we don't stack them, it'll work out. And there's some later options. We can see what we can get into. We've got outs with Love, Prescott, Purdy, Fields, and so there's a lot of things we can do, but we still have Jaden Daniels, so we don't have to force any of those. Maybe we'll get a nice value.
Yeah, man. No, this is I like I like this late anchor with James Conner. This is that's a great way to play it. Have him fall to you there. You feel strong at every position, right? So far. I mean, obviously running back, we only have one so far, but getting Connor as your anchor in the 6th round feels really good. So guess he always
Yeah, who did we slight fade? Like Ricky Pearsall, you can have him.
Yeah, I don't want Ricky Pearsall.
I could be convinced. Like sometimes guests come on like, hey, we've got George Kittle, take Pearsall over Jaden Reed. I'd be like, okay, I can see it, but just in general, not for me.
That's fair. Completely fair.
Non-derogatory, that's fair, but also pretty derogatory.
Scatterbro.
Never heard of him. Who? What? Oh, yeah, of course. Yes, I think so.
Right.
I didn't want A-Rod to grab him.
You're gonna snipe Steve.
Yeah, I know Steve would take him if we don't. And then I think a lot of these receivers here, to me, if one comes back, it's very similar. Quarterback-wise, it'd be Fields, but we don't have to take him.
No, let's push it. Let's
go too much draft capital, and then we don't need a tight end. I love Jordan Mason. He's always an option, too. But let's be Scatterbros, take Scattaboo, and then I'm going to wait a second.
Whoa. A-Rod. You took Josh Downs, so that is the number one wide receiver in my heart, other than Jaden Reed. So don't know.
Steve likes Ricky. You're a big all our fades. Yeah, Ricky's a fade. I guess he got Downs before us. But if we look at like who we passed on that he would get, we passed on Sutton. He gets them. I guess we both said we're kind of fading more, but he took him before us.
Yeah.
They're not that many, just really Sutton.
Olave. I love Olave. So
yeah, but he took Olave before us. But then same thing with Downs. You're really in on Downs. You were saying year 3 breakout incoming.
Yeah, especially if it's more like even slightly more likely. Any running backs? No.
I mean, it would be like a Warren.
No, I think I'd rather the 2v2s of the running backs versus the wide receivers. I definitely want Igbuka or Burden. Do you want to go Burden just for the week 17 or just go Igbuka because you like him more?
Because of the Kittle?
Yeah.
I'm open to it, and I can mix my exposures around. I like them both. Think they're both super talented. I know I'll take them on different teams. I'm not afraid to go one or the other.
Okay. Yeah. No. That's a fun fifth wide receiver. We got some cover with the 3 early. Jaden Reed giving us some spikes, and yeah, I think this is a perfect team to take Burden here, especially with the Kittle correlation. Yeah,
he feels good as a wide receiver 5, slight value, but kind of right at ADP. Either way, the bring back for Kittle, what we can get into there, I think it makes sense. I'm not so worried. I mean, we've got our 2 top receivers on bye in week 10 with this Best Ball Mania 6. You're not trying to win week 10. You're trying to win week 17. So I'm not really concerned about that yet. We get the anchor with Connor and a veteran, and some upside with a rookie that we're hearing some pretty good things about. We've heard some pretty good things about. We're pretty excited about.
Yes, sir.
Bindles, tell me in one word, how would you describe Cam Scattaboo?
Gritty.
Man, there's so that highlight clip used to be like a minute long. I had to cut it to 30 seconds because it was just way too long. But there's so many good highlights. The stiff arms, the little jukes, the bouncing off of hits. He doesn't go down on first contact. He turns a loss into a gain. He catches balls downfield. The dude is gritty.
Human wrecking ball.
Yeah, definitely. It's not all about speed. He's kind of got that vision, and he's got soft hands. He's got a hard head. He's got the will to win.
He doesn't know who Calvin Johnson or Brett Favre and what they look like. Did you see that on the?
I didn't see it, but I've only heard people talking about it. And
Yeah.
I need to see it.
It's so funny. It's honestly like perplexing to me. I'm like, how have you don't know who Brett Favre, what he looks like, and you don't know what Calvin Johnson looks like? Like, he's young, but he's not that young. Like,
damn, we're just getting old, Bindles. That's the sad truth.
Yeah.
If you can recognize Brett Favre or Calvin Johnson in a lineup, you're old.
You're
So do we take Dak here for the stack? Do we take another running back like a Najee or a Sharbs or a Tootin, and then see if Dak comes back
someone
around?
have Pickens in between us?
Yes. Steve actually has Pickens, but he already has Fields, and who knows? I guess he could wait for McCarthy. He could wait for Lawrence. He might take Dak. We could try to push him since we have Daniels and not worry about it.
Yeah,
I think we go
Tootin. I don't think there's any receivers here that I want. I don't know. I don't think Najee's a bad click, but I'm taking Tootin over him. Super upside.
I already had a lot of Tootin exposure, but we've been doing a lot of best ball manias, and my Tootin exposure is going up, and I don't hate it. I think it's a good thing. I think it's fun.
If it's me or BBG, your Tootin exposure is going to be skyrocketing.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly right. And then what was it? Oh, it's funny. So this is the third best ball mania of the night. The first one we drafted, Ted Arroyo McMillan, ran the clip. Second one we drafted, Ashton Genty, ran the clip. The third one we get Cam Scattaboo. We hit the clip. It's the trifecta. It's the rookie trifecta. We didn't get Matthew Golden, but we did run his clip anyways. And
we had to do it.
I think I am in a mood. We'll see this weekend. I don't know how much free time I'll have. Because like when I'm streaming like this, I can't make a clip while I'm streaming. It would be, maybe y'all would like that. I don't think it would be the most fun thing to do. And then during the day, I'm like full-time dad mode, still trying to hit the gym, still trying to hit the pool with the kids and like walk the dog and basic stuff. So maybe during nap time tomorrow, I'll flip some golf on. The Canadian Open's going on. Hey, shout out to Canadians. They're playing right now. It's at the TPC in, I think, Toronto.
Oh yeah, I saw
no, it's Ontario.
Ontario. Oh,
Ontario in Caldion. It's a TPC. No, it is the TPC Toronto at Osprey. So Toronto's in Ontario. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm just stacking up all my. I've never been to Canada, so I don't know from experience.
You gotta come visit.
Definitely. So we don't have Dak there, but would you want to go Ramondre? Would you want to get Love now?
What other quarterback outs do we have? Fields went.
Brady's gone too.
Let's go Love. That's fine.
Sometimes he comes back around if you're like really lucky.
Yeah.
But I don't know that it's worth trying to push him to 141. It's not that much of a difference in these next. Like, I don't think we missed out. We're not going to get Ramondre anymore. But I think it's fine.
Yeah, I like the three RBs we have. We got Connor as the anchor, the two sexy young rookies. We got Feel Strong at receiver, and we have Kittle. So I think that's fine. Like, this is the QB window. Take one of them there with taking Daniels earlier. Yeah, that's great. Learn round 16 Romeo Dobbs, buddy, or whatever, where he goes, round 15 or whatever.
Yeah, unless he's a Steeler, then we got to take Aaron Rodgers on this one too.
True. We got to gal brain the stack.
I just realized we took Jalen Hurts last draft, so technically this is our second elite QB build of the night. So we're just feeling it tonight. The early QB, we still build it with 3 QBs. I think, I don't know. I think better safe than sorry. It's like, we got the stack with Goff, we got the double stack with Penix. Maybe we could have pushed one of those quarterbacks, and then if we didn't get them, it's like we could have done the back stack with. We had other options like Shuck, or I think we also had an option for. We had one more out.
Bryce Young. No, who else? I forgot. I'm getting the drafts mixed up at this point now. I don't remember.
Yeah, always happens. Always happens. 3-4 drafts in.
Yeah.
Last night I did a eliminator with JT Best Ball, and the night before I was solo and I ripped 4 20-second Best Ball Manias in the middle of the week.
Dude, you're on a roll.
Feeling it. Feeling pretty. I think these drafts are generally going well. I think the goal is to have a team that's in the top 99th percentile, a 1% team, right?
Yeah.
I feel like most of my teams are kind of in like this 80 to 85 percentile range, and so it's like I'm just waiting to hit every maybe a couple nights. I'm hitting on one team where I'm like, hey, this is kind of like a 95th percentile team. Optimistically, like calling my own, kind of scoring my own team.
Yeah.
But I think I'm in the kind of zone right now where I'm drafting a lot of quality teams, but you don't need it's good to have a lot of quality teams, but you really have to be drafting a insanely sick team to win one of these things.
Yeah. What do we think we need most here? Running back? I like Njoku.
I like Njoku. We probably could use a running back, or
I think some of them are going to come back. So, I mean,
I think we're good on. Yeah, the running backs seem like a lot of them will come back, but I do like some of them here. We could take. We can't take Benson. We could take Garendo. I think they'll come back. Go Njoku. Let's do it.
Let's go Njoku. That's just a good pick.
Super strong. I mean, it's because the 11 pick or 10 pick, fall on him is totally worth it.
And he should be going earlier. It's just because you don't know who you're going to stack him with, and people don't like the week 17 game. Like Njoku should be like just in a vacuum. Like put him next to what Andrews, right where Andrews goes. Like I don't view them that differently at all. And there's like a 30 pick ADP difference. I don't understand it.
I think
obviously one has
great
Lamar
value here.
So like one has Lamar, and you're going to stack them. You don't have to worry about that. But it's just like at a certain point, you just got to do it. And Garendo goes. That's sad. Let's see if Steve takes the guy I want.
So I'm cool with the Rashad White here. I don't know if you completely are out on him. Just let me know.
No. I'd be White or Algier. Easy money, White or Algier for me.
Or do we take a little bit early on Eckler because of the stack?
No, I don't really care that much about the stack, honestly.
Okay.
Let's go White. I'm
cool with White then. Obviously, we don't need a tight end right now. Receivers, we'll see what comes back around. We'll get lucky.
Yeah.
And then I want to see what happened at this turn. Yeah, Tillman goes, Jaden Blue, Benson. Okay, just catching up. Yep. Team rookie. Oh, I've caught up with this. Too many good drafts in this room. This is a sharp room. This is a room where you gotta figure some things out. Jaleb says, convinced me to take Scattaboo over Tracy. Can't seem to do it. Giants fan here, by the way. I mean, do you know who Brian Daboll is? I mean, we have many sources. Bindles and I host a show on Monday nights and called Ballsy. And our most recent guest was Greg of the Coach Speak Index. Extremely sharp ball knower, puts in the work, ballsy as hell, a stud, smokes his stogies inside.
Absolutely.
Vape god. And he put out a tweet. Check. I know you follow him on Twitter. Everyone does. Everyone you've ever met follows the Coach Speak Index on Twitter. And if you don't, or maybe you're just not on Twitter, I can understand that. But one of Greg's tweets recently was a truth bomb, just a big compilation of all of these other facts and interesting insights pointing to all of these green flags, we'll call them, of why Cam Scattaboo is the future of the running back position for the Giants. Running back is a very opportunity-driven position. And everything we're hearing about the Giants is that they're going to be giving him all of the high value opportunities. He's going to be catching balls out of the backfield. He's excellent at that. He's going to be getting the goal line touches. Tracy, I could say that I'm a little bit biased because I wasn't really in on him last year. Wasn't he a 5th round pick? So the draft capital is not necessarily a barrier to entry. They hit on him last year when Singletary wasn't working out great for them. I think a little bit injured, if I remember correctly. But the whole summary is that they're really in on Scattaboo. He was a dog in college, first running back in the FBS to put up 1,500 rushing yards and 500 receiving yards in a season since none other than Christian McCaffrey. And the dude is just kind of a boss. So,
what do we need most here?
I would be cool with like Alec Pierce in this range.
Pierce or Pat Bryant, and then maybe we don't really need Ertz. I feel like we go Pat Bryant.
I'm open to it for sure. Let's do that.
I just think he's going to rise. What's his name? Josh Norris and Hayden were talking about how his only real competition is kind of Troy Franklin and Devon Bailey. So for fading Devon Bailey, we know we're doing that.
I'm in.
And Troy Franklin, I don't think he's that good personally, but he could just be like the number 2 wide receiver there. Mims is just such a weird, like, specific role. He's not really like a traditional outside receiver. He's kind of a gadgety type guy. So yeah, I think he's just a good pick.
Mims doesn't play a lot of snaps. He got lucky in week 17. Otherwise, he had more 0-point games than games that hit your lineup. I was in on Mims in 2023. You can check the tapes, but I'm out now. I haven't seen enough. He's more of a special teamer, limited snap guy. I think there's just an opportunity for Pat Bryant to come in and do something. We're 2-4-6-2 build. We don't need another quarterback. We don't need another tight end. But Dobbs was gone. We took a receiver that I like. I think that was a good move. Could be a running back range.
Yeah. I like Rico.
ADP would say Braylon Allen.
Do we have any Jets or...
We've got Garrett Wilson. Kind of a negative correlation, though. Want to go Dowdle?
Let's go Dowdle. I think he's a good pick here. We got the rookies, and we got White and Dowdle, who I think are both really good clicks. And we'll give you some standalone value, obviously, and then it's kind of some like pass catching, little bit of running mixed in there, which helps with the Scatterbo and Tootin plays. So that's, yeah, dude, this is coming along very nicely. I just truly do not care about unstacked naked Jaden Daniels. Like,
no, I'm open. Yeah,
I'm perfectly fine with it.
I've gotten so many Jaden Daniels teams, and all of them either have Terry or Ertz or Eckler. So I'm happy to do it in a way I haven't done it before and just build out a really strong team
around it. Yeah. Do you want to do you want me to share this?
Yeah. And I don't know if we're gonna be able to get a Raven as a bring back on this one for our Packers week 17, but we might just be taking the Packers as kind of our bye week fillers, and we're really just riding on Jaden Daniels having a great season, and we have a lot of other pieces that just kind of hit too.
Yeah, exactly. I think Brian's just a good click there, and then Rico, he was whatever. He's not amazing, but he's a solid running back. Okay, so yeah, Coach Speak Index. This is about Cam Scatterbo. Boasting an elite success rate, Scatterbo is immediately the Giants' best red zone and goal line back. On top of that goal line work, he'll be using the passing game as well, which we already know is highly valuable for fantasy. So we got head coach Brian Dable. Cam Scatterbo plays with great contact balance. He's tough as nails. You can use him a variety of ways. He can catch and run routes. He has a very good vision and quick feet. 220-pound back who runs with power, toughness, and personality. So very glowing stuff there. And then GM Joe Shane. Scatterbo has all that short explosion between the tackles and stuff, not to mention the physicality and the strength. The contact balance really stands out with him. It's not like you can't run toss sweeps with him, because you can. His vision's really good, and he's got really good hands. He's a darn good football player. So that's right. Like, the GM and the head coach they're
obsessed with him.
So Yeah, I mean, I think Tracy will play, like, but I think by a couple weeks, week 5, week 6, I think Scatterbo will be coming on very strong, even if it's a little bit slower. But
Yeah, no doubt. I'm pumped for him. I want to get as much as possible. And then Nathan, he doesn't have big playability. You got to check the tape because the dude is a big play machine. He threw a touchdown against Texas in the Arizona State playoff game. He literally was throwing up on the sidelines. He had so many huge plays. He's a touchdown scorer. You saw his goal line work in that game too. I think there's like people think because he's like on the slower side, he's not a big play guy, but he's so hard to bring down. He evades tackles really well. I think he's a big play waiting to happen, and he can catch balls over the middle. Like he's got great hands. James Conner, I think size-wise that could make sense. I know James Conner's got some nice size. Cam Scatterbo's got some good size. James Conner's definitely faster. And then I think Scatterbo's potentially even better at catching the ball.
Yeah. Big, not extremely fast, can catch passes. I've seen Connor and David Montgomery are kind of like the two that I see thrown around.
I've seen Montgomery comp. I think that obviously makes sense.
Also not super fast, but
Montgomery's not. I mean, I guess he is a decent pass catcher. They just don't really use him in that role right now.
They don't use him now, but like he caught a lot of passes when he was in Chicago, actually.
Right. I thinking back to it, I was like, yeah, he actually. Okay, 2.562. Like we said, we don't need a tight end or a quarterback unless we just luck into one that works perfectly, and I don't know who that would be at this point.
No.
So probably we could go with like a running back or
receiver. Justice. I don't mind Justice Hill or Keaton Mitchell.
Boom.
Hill
too late. So we'll keep pushing that. Coker's there. Mitchell, Darius Slayton. I think
we have any
could work
in here. Las Vegas, no.
We could. So we have 3 picks left, right?
Yeah.
Coker, Slayton, Mitchell.
Let's go Coker.
You go with Coker? Okay, I'm cool with that.
You got a lot of rookie receivers. Oh, I guess Coker's a second year number 1. What am I saying?
You got some young guys, some veteran guys. Nice mix. Kind of like our running back room, some veterans, some young guys. I think we have a good overall mix.
Yeah, dude. This is I like that can be done at quarterback and tight end if we want to be.
We definitely can. And we got 7 receivers that we feel pretty good about. I think we might just take one more because of getting a little bit of depth and just having some other options. How do you feel about a certain other
Slayton or Wicks?
So Noah Brown or Wicks would be obviously like Noah Brown is right now the wide receiver 3 on the team. But I'm not crazy about it. Just an option. We could do the Wicks thing to get the double stack. I think he's going to be there. It sounds like Dobbs might be on the trade block, but Wicks seems like he's going to be there, right? Unless you just out on him.
No, that's fine. I'm good with Wicks.
By ADP,
it's like he's still, he's still talented. Like it's weird. Like he can't catch, but if he ever just catches a few, like he could catch a couple touchdowns, right? Like week 17, week 15, 16, 17. I think it's fine. It's a good offense. I think Wicks is a good pick, personally. Yeah, we could go Keaton Mitchell. Did he already go?
Maybe. He does look healthy. I saw him, on the practice field.
Do we want to go running back here?
Yeah, our last pick will come back around kind of later in this one. It's probably going to be a running back just to give us some more depth. We've got kind of the rookies. We might just run another piece that can hit big, and we feel like we don't need the QB or the tight end, and I don't think we're going to go 9 receivers. I don't really build a lot of 9 receiver builds anymore. That's more of a 2023 me. I've tried to mature and improve since then, and I think 9 receivers is a little bit, unless you really are doing a late wide receiver build and you go with like 9 or 10, but we took CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, so we can't
First
argue
three
that we're doing
rounds.
late receiver. This is like early receiver.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think we could have stopped at 7. I think getting 8 just made sense because of the elite QB and the elite tight end. So we had the luxury of not needing a third in either one of those.
Yeah, it's definitely running back.
The only case we could make is like, oh, if Dart is there with our last pick, is he just has some rushing upside, is going to start later in the season, pair him up with Scattaboo, and it's kind of a nice little thing. But I mean, I'm not crazy about that. We don't.
Yeah,
have
if we would have went Alec Pierce, we could have went Daniel Jones.
Right. I think Daniel Jones is kind of
Mitchell,
another out because you could take a naked Daniel Jones. At least we thought that last season. But then, like, he got benched. And what's the risk right now for him to start the full season? I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess. But it's seeming like, is Anthony Richardson hurt or is he going to be fine? Like, I still can't really tell if
he's probably going to be fine for August. But
yeah.
I think it's more. It's like I think I was already leaning Daniel Jones was going to start sooner rather than later, anyways. So it's like if you give him any edge, I feel like it's. I don't know. I'm also just an A-Rich hater at this point. Not for the whole time he's been in the league, but now at this point.
So Keaton Missile went. I'm not super surprised, but we didn't have to have that bring back. I don't think it was necessary. Commanders wise, I don't think there's Ja'Cory Krosky. Merritt could be interesting.
Yeah.
We don't have to, though, because it's kind of, I don't know how correlated he'd be with Jaden Daniels, like dump off passing, or is it like more of a vulture situation?
What are the running? Just, let's see.
My
Emmanuel
current
Wilson.
favorite last round pick, Emmanuel Wilson's there.
Yeah, I'd rather do Wilson than Krosky Merritt.
You don't know how happy I am to hear you say that. I just need someone to agree with me that Emmanuel Wilson's worth taking, and I keep taking him. Like,
I also don't mind Corum. I know we're all on the Jarquez Hunter train, but I also
the only tiebreaker I'll say is we
got Green Bay. So yeah,
we got Green Bay, and then the week 8 we've already got Connor and Tootin out. Then, so if he's really going to hit our lineup, I mean, yes, he's more of a contingent play against Kyron, so maybe he'd hit the whole season anyways. What's the difference between a contingent play against Kyron and a contingent play against Josh Jacobs? At least we have the teams.
No, it's very similar. Honestly, it's
pretty similar. I have been drafting a lot of Emmanuel Wilson. Once I kind of did some research on him. First off, I had more Lloyd. I had 12% Lloyd in Best Ball Mania. I said, hey, it's getting kind of high, and I haven't heard anything good about this guy. He keeps getting kind of like the injury, the rehab. He's in the rehab group and all these things. We haven't seen anything from him yet. Emmanuel Wilson is the exact same size as Lloyd, so he's the same role. He did it last season. Emmanuel Wilson had more fantasy points, more spike weeks, and more touchdowns than Trey Benson, Blake Corum, Jalen Wright, more than Braylon Allen, more than, name any of the running backs that's not Bucky Irving that didn't hit last year. He outproduced all of them. He had a few weeks, and he did it all on like 30 to 40% snaps. He had a few weeks when the Packers, their game script was just so good. They were winning. They're running the ball a ton. Their offensive line is so strong as a run blocking unit that Wilson would come in and clean up time and get touchdowns. He ended the season with like 3 straight touchdowns. There was a game I think there was 1 or 2 games he outscored Josh Jacobs, which is hard to believe because Josh Jacobs had such a good season. But like, the dude is going under the radar, and I think he's starting to rise up because I've taken him so much that his ADP is actually moving. I think it's literally me and versus the rest of the world, but we're all in on Marshawn Lloyd. You'll see Marshawn Lloyd get drafted in every single draft. I think
he's a good lever off of that. Yeah,
he's starting to get drafted a little bit less. Like if we look in this one, Marshawn Lloyd went, but Emmanuel Wilson's going undrafted, and he's actually the number 2 in that backfield. And he was last year, whether it was the injury to Lloyd, maybe Lloyd comes back from the injury and overtakes the role. It's around 18 dart throw. And I think even if Lloyd comes back, they're one of the teams that does run the ball a ton and is a decent offense. So it's not a bad bet in a big situation. I mean, if we're drafting guys like Kendre Miller. It's like Emmanuel Wilson's done more than him. I can go on and on, but like Marshawn Lloyd, right? He goes round 17, pick 194. Emmanuel Wilson the next round. It's all similar. Justice Hill, I think, had slightly more yards, but Emmanuel Wilson had more touchdowns than him. Who else? There's guys that go super early, like Roshan Johnson had one more touchdown and like slightly more yards than Emmanuel Wilson. And the Packers are actually a much better team than the Bears, and probably still will be. We'll see, though. Many things change. But like that's like a huge discrepancy in around. They go Trey Benson. This is my favorite part. Trey Benson, right? I mean, he was efficient with his limited touches. Yeah. He was pretty efficient with his limited touches. The Cardinals ran the ball decently well. Oh, wait a second. No, he sucks. He put up 3.6 fantasy points per game. He had 1 total touchdown, 6 receptions, and didn't even crack 300 yards. Dude, this guy sucks. But, we keep drafting him. Whereas Emmanuel Wilson on a better team goes completely undrafted. And
brother, the funny thing is you don't even have to convince me on Emmanuel Wilson because I'm a dynasty, bro. So I already roster. You know what? Let's pull up my ownership of Emmanuel Wilson.
We're going hard. Emmanuel Wilson, 11 receptions, twice as many as Trey Benson, 5 times as many touchdowns, 200 more rushing yards. Actually played every game, similar efficiency, yards per carry on a better team. And then the game log is here. I'll let Bindles show his screen too, but the game log.
No. I'm just pulling it up on my phone. I'm just pulling it up.
Okay, yeah, you can share. Emmanuel Wilson was running back 13 in week 3. He outscored Josh Jacobs in that week. Then he spikes again later in the season with 3 touchdowns in week 16, 17, 18. Of course, 18 doesn't count, but he'll hit your lineup. Maybe he'll get more work after Josh Jacobs just got a ton of work. Not all of them were spikes, but he's a consistent guy getting snaps. Did you show it? I didn't see. I'll make it bigger.
No, it's actually lower than I thought. It's only 26%.
Let's see it.
No. It's on my phone. It's only 26% here.
Okay.
Right? I thought it would be higher because I think at one point I had more, but
only 26. That's a lot.
Only on 1 out of every 4 teams. But I think it's also because around rookie drafts, like I'll just drop some guys because I'll just take shots on rookies and just load up after the draft ends and just get 15 rookies on my team and knowing that a lot of them are going to get cut anyways.
Yeah.
And then you can just pick up honestly. So yeah, the pro tip, pick up, just drop all your backup quarterbacks and everything. Cause no one's going to pick them up anyways sometimes, but like I already have 40% freaking name backup quarterback X. So just drop them if you need them. If there's guys that have any chance of seeing the field, and then when in August they're not going to make the team or whatever, then just cut them, and the guys will still be on the waiver wire anyway. So it's just like it's free real estate. Like you'll be able to pick up Emmanuel Wilson in July or August anyways, most of the time anyways. So it's like, yeah.
Dirty P says, of comps, could Mason flip Montgomery with the news? I got Monty in the 80s and BBM slow draft yesterday. I don't think Monty falls that far. I get the news of the retirement, and then they have awesome pieces on their offensive line. I think they'll be just fine, and I don't think Montgomery's going to move too much. He's got too much name equity. But could Mason flip Aaron Jones? Yes. We just need Aaron Jones tweaks a hamstring and organized team activities or getting close to the season, or we get a lot of good Mason hype. Mason was the number 3 running back in rushing yards through week 8 last season, only behind Saquon and Derrick Henry. He was incredible in his first start of his entire career. When he got the start, we found out on Friday night that CMC wasn't going to play. He puts up 140 total yards and a touchdown. I think it was against the Jets. I don't know. I looked into this earlier last week, but I've been really big on Jordan Mason. I happened to roster him in Dynasty Best Ball last season, and he hit my lineup so frequently. I got obsessed with him. So I've been drafting a ton of Jordan Mason in Best Ball this year. I'm super high on him. I think the Vikings probably the best case scenario rather than just staying on the 49ers, where if McCaffrey's healthy, he's going to get all of the work. So he goes to a team where, yeah, he can take over a nice role from Aaron Jones and be a goal line back too. So I'm pretty high, but I don't think he'll flip Montgomery. I don't think it gets that far, but I definitely have predicted that Jordan Mason could flip Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones had a good season last year, but
we just need one like negative report for Jones or super positive report for Mason, and yeah.
I just realized these chats are from like 30 minutes ago. That's how I start ranting about Emmanuel Wilson. I look down, it's been 20 minutes. I'm talking about Emmanuel Wilson still.
It's that time of night. It's the witching hour. It's the
Emmanuel. We stole Bryant. We stole Bryant from Nathan. It is the witching hour. Nathan wanted Bryant because you didn't have Bo Nix though. You just liked him. I see what you're saying. Yeah, right before your pick. You took Alec Pierce though. We liked Alec Pierce too.
All right, I gotta head out of here in a moment. So,
BINDLES,
thanks for the impromptu letting me hop on with you. Always a great time. I think we built some very solid teams. Yeah, like I don't know if we hit like a 95%er, but I think we definitely hit some like 85 to 90, 85 probably. Some very solid teams. Yeah, go like the video, sub to Candyman if you haven't already. He's literally going pretty much every night, man. Like he's going hard. You guys gotta, give him what he deserves. Some beautiful likes and beautiful subs. He's shooting up in the subs. I've been checking almost every day and seeing how he's doing. Ballsy Monday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. That's 8:30 Central, or 6:30 Pacific time. We got our man Emo Cowboy, one of the OGs. Started streaming with him almost 2 years ago now. Great guy, horny, funny, sexy, all the things. And he's going to be building a shipper with us on stream. So go over onto my channel.
Link in description.
Link in subscription.
Link in the description.
And we're going to ship it. Have a good night, guys.
Yep. BINDLES, have a great night. Catch you soon. Always a pleasure. Stud. Yeah, so I think some pretty good teams. I think drafted some pretty decent teams tonight. Got 3 best ball manias in. We're getting our volume up. Boop. Getting the volume up. Felt pretty good. This one, 2682. Naked Jaden Daniels. We did it. Got Jordan Love double stacked with the running back. No bring back though, so just fine. Jaden Daniels bring back with CeeDee Lamb. That could be week 17. Jaden Daniels goes off. But maybe it's all rushing touchdowns. Maybe CeeDee Lamb's the answer. Got some minis in this one. Mini correlation. Week 17 games. James Conner, T. Higgins, Burden with Kittle. I think that about does it for this one. We got Dowdle team stacked with Coker. And just a lot of fun picks, a lot of nice picks on this one. Not super correlated, but a nice team build. I think it's the right amount of draft capital, and definitely a fun one to do it. Let's see. Yeah, I know. We almost got it, but it didn't work. And then JCM thought about it for a second. Ooh, A-Rod went with a 3 running back start. I did notice that. The Bijan, Achane, Chase Brown. I think that's still the right amount of draft capital at running back. It looks pretty good. You got Sutton stacked, Olave stacked, Mims as well, Strange with the 3 QBs. I think this one looks pretty good. I do like that receiver room. I think that is a nice recovery from starting off strong and then just take 3 tight ends. That could get it done. Yeah, I'm gonna have some. I'm gonna probably have more Emmanuel Wilson than I do Marshawn Lloyd at this point until we hear anything different. Until we start to hear the drumbeat from Marshawn Lloyd, we'll see. He had a nice season. He went under the radar, but maybe he builds on that. Maybe he has a better season. Maybe he does something the same. He's a contingent play at the very least on a good offense that runs the ball a lot. Appreciate you, Steve. Later. Yeah. Yeah, it was a sharp room. It was a sharp room. A lot of good drafters, a lot of friends in the chat. Yep. Okay, nice. Yeah. Okay, we're all kind of on. Yeah, everyone's kind of in on Emmanuel Wilson. I don't have to convince many people. Then we're good. But I'm not going to go overboard. I like to mix up my round 18, round 17 picks, so I don't go too overboard with it. But yeah, Bindles is the man. Appreciate y'all all being here. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you're subscribed. I know you guys are because you're chilling in the chat with me, having a good time drafting these. Dad's still sticking around. Hashtag QBs matter. Don't ever forget it. Yeah. Yeah, the lobbies can be pretty sharp. Sometimes I'll fire up a draft and then go live, but then I end up still doing some stream drafts. It's all fun. We're all going to lose anyways. But also somebody's going to win. And it could be one of us. But also just here to draft, have fun, vibe, have great guests on, interact with the chat, y'all, the community, best ball community, the best community in fantasy football. I'll always say that. And then learn something too. Kind of, get better at this game, get better at best ball, build better teams, learn more about the players, stay on the cutting edge of the NFL news, all that good stuff. So I appreciate y'all being here, being a part of it. Shook because Olave. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Makes a lot of sense on that one. Yeah, and we did it. We've been live for like just about almost 4 hours on a Friday night. Feels good. 3 best ball manias, a ton of talk in the middle there about, I don't know what, video games, high school, middle school, Yu-Gi-Oh, SpongeBob. If it's going over your head, I apologize. But if you know, you know. Talked about some COD, Age of Empires. We're all going to lose anyway. Yeah, the truth. But also, this game is beatable. And aren't you worried? Aren't you worried about your bye weeks on this one? A-Rod? You got 1, 2, 3 receivers on bye in week 11 and 2 on bye in week 12. Aren't you worried? No, I think it's fine. It's a good team. Fun drafts. Appreciate y'all being here. We'll do it again soon. Actually, we'll do it again tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, I forgot to mention, Hartman's coming on the channel. So we had an impromptu Bindle stream tonight. Always a fun time. Always good to have Bindles on the channel. Hartman's coming on tomorrow night, ripping some more drafts. Be there. See you in the streets, drafting all summer long. Let's kick it to the outro.